Check it out. How y'all doing? I ain't got my music right now, but it's all good. It's your boy, Gary Rogers, Grinding on Wine, episode 33, I believe. And, man, the guest, the person, the human that I got today, I'm going to bring him in a couple seconds, man. I'm talking about full inspiration. Now, I got to dedicate this episode to one of my closest brothers in the world, Devon Watson. We spent every day after school watching this man, and we would literally mute the music in his things and put Lil Wayne brand new on to every part or every sequence he dropped because it all went to the beat. You feel me? Paul Rodriguez, man, is a hood hero for us, but he was always just literally the best of himself. And I cannot believe I'm here, but you feel me? It's been a homie for a long time. I'm just doing this for the theatrics. It's for y'all. You feel me? Like, Paul's always guided me and been cool with me. So when I bring him on, I need y'all to turn up. Tune in, my Grinding on Wine family. The legend, the guy, Paul Rodriguez. Bring him on in. Bring the camera. Yeah. I ain't got my stream deck, so I got to actually clap. Yeah. Let's go. Paul, how you doing, family?
I'm blessed, grateful, happy, hyped to be here. I'm doing really well, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I want to say thank you for your time.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? I know you kind of formulated and lately your own schedule. You kind of live on your own.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
Exactly. So I want to say thank you for being a part of this, this whole little new experience I got with this show.
Yes.
But bro, let's get into it. Let's catch up. Paul, man, this is how I start every episode. I pretty much know it, but for the people that may be brand new to you, where does the story start for Paul Rodriguez?
Like my skateboard story?
Your life story.
My life story. Well, I was born in Tarzana, California, which is literally about 7 minutes that way.
Okay.
Born December 31st, 1984. And just born and raised right here in the San Fernando Valley, right where we are. And I've never had a need to move out of here.
There you go. You always stayed to the valley.
Always born and raised.
So
I live right now, maybe 6-7 minute drive from the house I grew up in.
Damn. So you're a junior, correct?
I'm actually the third.
The third.
My dad's actually a junior, and my grandfather was the first. Yeah.
Okay. So you come from a long line of these Paul Rodriguez's.
I guess so, long line of P-Rods.
and then your father found certain success, right? Like in his own talents in the comedic world.
Yeah.
And I know, like, in the early life, what was your direction? What were you doing? Were you sports? Were you anything?
Yeah. Well, since I could move, I was always like athletic, I guess. I was always just like jumping around, flipping around the house. And then once I got like, I don't know, maybe like 8. Well, actually, no. Let's go back. 5, 6. I was in t-ball.
Okay.
Playing a little t-ball, baseball. That was my first dream. I wanted to be a pro baseball player.
Wow.
And maybe like, I don't know, a few years later, I got into gymnastics.
What?
And martial arts. Because I seen Bruce Lee movies and Jean-Claude Van Damme movies. And I was like, that's what I want to do.
I'm on that.
Yeah. So I was like, I want to do gymnastics because I want to learn how to flip and do all that. And I want to learn martial arts. I want to learn how to fight.
Damn, gymnastics.
So I did all that. And then after that, my life took a crazy turn. Not a crazy turn, but I saw a documentary, a Jimi Hendrix documentary. And it made me want to play the guitar. He was the coolest dude I ever saw.
Nah, he is a cool cat, bro. Like, yeah, Jimi Hendrix is fire.
Like, this is the coolest thing I ever saw. And then I got into Nirvana, and I was really into this like rock band, probably like 9 years old, 8, 9 years old. So I got
literally like when grunge dropped.
Yeah. This was like the year Kurt Cobain died.
Yeah.
So I got a guitar for that Christmas, and I took guitar lessons like religiously, and I wanted to have a band. My next dream was to be one of the biggest bands in the world, like Nirvana, and I wanted to be a great guitar player like Jimi Hendrix. And both of them were left-handed players, and I was a left-handed
dude.
I'm left-handed.
You left-handed, yeah.
But I naturally played guitar right-handed. And I was like, I would watch my heroes, and I'd be like, but they play lefty, and I'm a lefty. Why do I play righty? So I would make myself play lefty, and my guitar teacher was like, no, why are you doing that? I would like string my guitar upside down and put it lefty. He's like, no, don't do that. Why are you gonna do that? I was like, because I'm left-handed. He's like, yeah, but you're comfortable this way. Just leave it that way. I was like, no. So we would argue about it, and then I would just, when he would leave, I would just switch it, and then I would practice left-handed because I wanted to be like my heroes. And then
that's hard, bro.
Then a couple years into that, I went to junior high school. And I met my friend Sammy Mata. Shout out to Sammy. And he was the coolest dude ever. He had a long-ass ponytail. His hair was shaved under the side. And I thought it was the coolest thing. And the crazy part is I had the same haircut, but my hair wasn't as long as his.
Yeah, but you had it's off. You just had the top on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, like, we ended up, like, linking up and, like, found out we both played guitar. And, like, we lived only a couple blocks from each other, 2 Mexican kids. And I'm like, whoa, we're, like, fucking the same thing.
Yeah.
And so we would link up, we would play guitar, and then all of a sudden, we just got into skateboarding. There was these other kids at our school who skated, and we would just get into it. And then, like, on the weekends, I'd go stay at his house, and, like, he had a skateboard, and we would skate around. Then eventually my parents got me a board for Christmas, or they gave me some money so that I can go pick my own board.
Yeah.
And then once I found skateboarding, obviously I had other dreams before, like it went from baseball to martial arts, to, you know.
And then you got it seems like you got like this all-in attitude.
Yeah,
like what you said, like when you were doing gymnastics, how far did that go? Like, is it last a summer or a session?
Because I didn't ever have dreams of like being a Olympic gymnast.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be able to flip like a ninja.
To do a backflip.
And I knew that was going to help with my,
it was a predecessor.
my martial arts and shit,
type.
you know what I mean?
Okay.
So I did that. So I, was into that, and then I was into the guitar, and then I was into skateboarding. But once skateboarding hit, nothing else would take my attention. That was it. I don't care what came along. I was like, no, this is it. It was something different that just like locked me in. And
so now, since you talk about like that heavy level of dedication, what happened to the guitar at that time? So
it collected dust.
Yeah, so like, and then somebody put in chat, that's where switch started. Since you wanted to switch handy and kind of like reverse it. And
I was like that. I don't know if it's an OCD or something, but I want it to be even.
At both hands.
I'm naturally left-handed and naturally left-legged, but like even when I was a kid and I'd be at school and we would play handball, I would have to make sure I could hit right-handed the same.
Wow.
Or if we would play tetherball, I had to make sure I could hit right-handed the same. It was like, I don't know. I don't
know what that is.
OCD.
I have that a little bit as well. And I think you might have it. We'll get into it later, like with the rocks and everything like that. But I had to learn left-handed basketball only. And football, I try to learn how to throw a football left-handed. It doesn't go as accurate as far, but I learned how to get like a 5 to 10 yard spiral with my left hand. But I had to learn hoop both hands. It was Tayshaun Prince in that 2004 finals against the Lakers. They ruined everything. Detroit ruined everything. And about the same age, 10, 11, I was like, I had to be good with both hands for some reason. Because I heard about a shark attack when I was young. I think it was like that girl that was surfing and lost her arm. And I was like, what if I lose my right hand? I want to be able to always have the talent of both mixed in with like OCD and like turning out the lights and all types of stuff. So
like sometimes in this case, an irrational fear,
bro,
like will make you like
test your body to new limits.
Like make you like, all right, well, let me have this plan just in case I lose my right hand.
Yeah.
Like, which is unlikely.
Why am I gonna get attacked by a shark and lose my right hand? Like, what am I thinking? But you're 11 or 12 at this point. You say middle school, and then the skateboard's in front of you.
Yeah.
And now you found this thing that I think for you is like, challenge. Yeah. Here it is.
Yeah.
It's difficult to do.
Yeah.
And you're down in the valley, so I know the skate scene in the valley's not crazy early days.
No, it is.
It is. It's popping. Okay.
Yeah, dude. I mean, we're right in the thick of it here. Yeah.
But I just know there was not many. I know there's spots, but there wasn't no skate parks, and there was only like one shop.
Wasn't
yeah.
skate parks really anywhere.
Anywhere. Yeah. So
I mean? Like the outdoor parks didn't really start popping up until I was already well into my career being a pro skater. But we had skate shops. We had I
Val
first started
Surf
going
and
to
stuff.
this shop called Valley Skate Surf. They were there since like the 70s.
Val Surf, right?
No, Valley Skate and Surf. Val Surf was even before them.
Wow. Okay.
These guys were like the offshoot Val Surf, like the competitor.
Okay.
And then from there, like the shop where all the real hometown heroes were. Like everyone, if you were a good skater in the valley, you linked up with 118 Skate Shop.
Okay.
And so like eventually I ended up linking up with those guys, and they had all the connections to like the industry and the brands and stuff.
So when the early days of skating, how long until it felt like, okay, this is clicking? Like because skateboarding isn't, we say, we're not going to go timeline for timeline. We don't want to follow the age, but skateboarding isn't where it is today. So almost getting good at it, even still though it took time because it wasn't much for you to watch. It's not like there's just YouTube videos and tutorials. It's only kind of few guys and crews. But when does it feel like it clicks for you? What age is that?
The good part, I think without sounding too like hippie or nothing, like spiritually it clicked for me like right away.
Okay.
Like I felt like something more than just like, oh, this is cool. Like something different clicked for me. Even if I didn't know if I had a talent for it or not yet. From the get-go, like when I first rolled on the board, I was like, oh, wait a minute, this is
sick.
This is like meant for me, you know? And so now looking back, you would say it happens quick, but at that age, 11 going on 12, 1 year seemed like forever.
Yeah, bro. Oh
so
my
like
God.
in 1 year, like looking back now, I would say like, damn, I progressed fast. But in that period, in my mind, it felt so slow. It felt like it took forever.
365 days or something.
Yeah. But looking back now, I started maybe a couple months before I turned 12, and I turned pro at 17. So 5 years and a little bit of time was how long it took, which now that we're in our 30s, 5 years doesn't seem like a long time.
No,
you know
bro.
what I mean? Like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm 25. So, so now it kind of wants to take it. I want to take it to listening to the story of the martial arts / gymnastics. Do you feel like, I know you didn't do it too much, but do you feel like it got your body in line to kind of understand the skateboard? The aerobics mixed in with like the concentration behind martial arts kind of offered you.
Oh yeah. Like I didn't realize it till later, but it was almost like God was like training me to become a skater before I knew I was going to become a skater.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, with,
the music, the
gymnastics definitely helped me become a good faller. I learned how to fall with gymnastics.
Okay.
Martial arts, I think, was really good with giving my hand-eye coordination, my foot-eye coordination, like my body spatial awareness. I think that really helped with it. Also gymnastics.
Yeah.
I think those two were very complementary to then going into skateboarding. I think it really helped me like learn how to fall good.
And you are Hispanic and proud. Do you have any like background of soccer with anything? Okay.
That's the thing is like,
Bro.
that would have been the trifecta.
Oh, man.
I wish I would I would have been so much of a better skater. But
hold on, wait.
if I had the extra soccer skills on top of that,
yeah, Paul, come on now.
I could have just, I feel like, you gotta always feel like you could be better.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I can't fully agree with being better than the best, but for sure, you humble. It's all good.
You could always.
You said Gary got a thing for bales. You said balls or bales? Soccer ball. Damn, dog. That's D in there. What you doing? You can do whatever you need. Oh yeah, go ahead. It's your life. We chilling, grinding on wine. This ain't, you know what I'm saying? This ain't no podcast. This is a show.
That's
what we
right.
do what we want.
That's
okay, so now 11, 12, we're locked in. You kind of mentioned it only took you about 5 years to go pro. Now, you come into all of our lives at around the age of 16. I believe it's in
When you're 16 or I'm 16?
when you're 16.
Okay.
This is the first time I see you on television. So in that 4 years, who are you watching to get to that point of skateboarding? Like,
Yeah.
who's your heroes and leaders and the videos and the things you're picking up on?
Shout out to my mentors back then. Nigel Alexander being like the main one. He got me when I was maybe like 12 and a half, almost 13, and he would sit me down and be like, here, you need to know about Tom Penny. You need to know about Andrew Reynolds. And he was already on some, and this was before YouTube, and he had these old school editing docs or whatever where he would make VHSs, and he made He took every Tom Penny footage he could find and he made an edit. It took every Andrew Reynolds footage he could find and made an edit. KOSTON, edit. Josh Kalis,
edits.
And I remember those 4 specifically. He would sit me down and be like, no, you need to watch Tom Penny skate. And he taught me about like style. Like, nah, like it's cool to do tricks. One thing to do tricks, but you got to make them look good.
Yeah.
You know, here's the guy. They taught me like the guys to look out for and taught me how to think about skating and the approach to skating. So shout out to Nigel for like really molding my mind in that way. So early on it was KOSTON, Penny, Day One, Andrew Reynolds, Guy Mariano, Mark Johnson, Ronnie Krieger, basically all the world and girl guys.
Yeah, basically at that time. So that is a heavy list of guys to be looking at too, and like admiring their skating. Like even when you think about Kalis, is pure style and power. You feel me, in precision.
Yeah.
Tom is just like kind of like that. Like I just got it. Tom Penny is like I embody whatever making this look good.
Like magic. Like,
yeah.
Like I'm not even here thinking about it. I really actually don't care, but I'm gonna just do the coolest, hardest thing ever. But I actually don't really care. I'm
one with being amazing at this thing.
Yeah.
So that's your list of, the people that because he said the N word, bro. You can leave it in chat, man. He black. All right. Anyways, I get it. Twitch, do your thing. But so you get all these tapes from Nigel, and he's like, yo, you gotta grind these. You gotta watch this. And then do you go out and emulate, or do you go, yo, I should do my own way, but kind of nitpick?
Yeah.
Like, how do you take that?
A good point. At that age, early on, it was just straight copying.
Okay.
I was straight copying. I would see whatever skater that I was like obsessed with in that moment or that second, and I would just try to exactly be them. But as time went on, that turned out to be a blessing because I would evolve, because like not everybody has the same combination of favorite skaters. They all have, they might have one or two of the same. It's like a fantasy football league or something like that. You might have the same player here and there or whatever and switch out. But like after a while, I realized like, oh, I took a little bit from this guy, I took a little from this guy. And like then that created my own recipe, and then that recipe became me. You know what I mean? So like you can't just be like, I gotta be like, I don't know. I wasn't one of the founding fathers. Like those guys like were actually original and actually inventing this stuff.
Yeah.
I came in after, so like I definitely copied.
But you came in like literally like almost, it felt like you were saying a year even back then.
Felt like forever.
It still, you know what I'm saying? Felt like forever. And also you didn't have that much. So it was like, you came, I felt like at a cusp, like a turn, like
right.
KOSTON dominated, Krill Taps kind of becoming their own, like.
Oh, even before Krill Taps.
You know what I'm saying?
Before like internet.
Exactly. This is what I'm saying. Like you guys are all building this at the same time. So you're in like the early days, almost right after original, you know, if that makes sense, like right after.
Like, well, I don't know the exact era when skating. I mean, but like when I started skating, like street skateboarding was, you know, maybe not even 10 years old.
It's a baby. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you right in that little mist of, all right, for sure, I could get this Steez, but this is about to switch. Like skateboarding's about to evolve.
It went quick. Now looking back, that evolution happened, and even still, it's happening so fast.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. Yeah. It's ridiculous. So now you're, let's say, probably like 15, right? 15. Well, let's go to 14, 15. Like right before you go pro, right before you get hooked up. This is the early days of getting sponsored, being on the shops. Do you feel like, yo, this is about to be my life? I'm gonna make this.
Oh, I felt that from like that naively from the beginning. Yeah. Like that's how I felt when I started playing T-ball, baseball. I thought I'm about to be a pro baseball player.
Career.
Or I'm gonna be Jimi Hendrix. I'm gonna be fucking Bruce Lee. Yeah. You know, and any hobby I had in my mind, like I was so young and nobody told me any different and naive that like I was like, this is it. No matter what.
But who's the guy you said you would be though? Like, because at that time, like you said, it's a Bruce Lee, it's a Jimi Hendrix. Like when you say I'm gonna be, do you go, because Tony Hawk is not a thing yet?
No, like, no, Tony was a
Tony's
thing.
I'm saying, but Tony.
But actually at that time, you know.
Who do you say you can be?
Oh, it was KOSTON, Penny Reynolds.
So did you say I want to be KOSTON or I want to be those guys?
It was mainly KOSTON and Penny, like always fought for it. But then, bro, when Reynolds came out in the end in 1998, like I had already seen him before. He did a like a Wheels of Fortune and 411 before. But like in the end, I remember that. I remember feeling that as a fan, like that he became a superstar.
Yeah.
Andrew Reynolds was a superstar.
Yeah.
And I remember a friend of mine, David Diamond, we were watching the Birdhouse, the end video at the skate shop. He was like, oh my God, Reynolds is better than Tom Penny. And I was like, I didn't even know who Tom Penny was actually. So my timeline is getting messed up. I didn't even know who Tom Penny was yet. I didn't know because Tom was around in like 94, 95 to like 97. He had a quick run and then he disappeared.
He's gone.
And like that was right before I started skating. So this would have been before I met Nigel, 98, when the end came out. So early on, it was like, yeah, dude, my timeline's going crazy. My first favorite skater ever was Ken Lu Donger. Are you familiar with Donger? Yeah, Donger.
Nah.
He was a dude. He rode early on. I think for H Street, and then I think he went to Maple. But I got this a Thrasher, and I didn't know the tricks yet. I didn't know what the names of the tricks were. Regular switch, nollie. I didn't know about kick flips or nothing. Flip tricks. But I could tell if a motherfucker could jump really high. Yeah. So Donger had the highest pop, and I was like, oh my gosh, how does he jump so high? And he was my first favorite skater.
So that was who you said.
Braids. I'm not sure what his nationality is, but he's Asian, and he had these long ass braids, and he looked so cool, and he could jump high as hell. He was my first favorite skater before I understood stances and everything, because I was like, fuck, he could jump high as hell.
How does he do that?
Yeah.
That's actually,
so
that's
I didn't
fire.
answer the question very clearly because it's been a long time since I thought about this stuff that way. But yeah, Reynolds, but Donger was the first. Muska, I got to shout out Muska. Uno, the first Transworld video. Uno, Muska. I was a huge fan of Muska. Met him back in the day at the sand pits when I was just a kid there skating. He was the coolest. Damn, there's so many guys.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like skateboarding is like the first real like avenue where, even though yes, there's guys that feel like they killing the game, there's never the guy in this.
Well, I think it's like music, right? Like,
because when you go through hoop or when you go through anything, it's like you hear the same maybe 5 to 10 names.
Sure.
About who you want to be, who's next up. Like these kids today will say it's, X, Y, and Z. Like skateboarding beautifully has it where it's like.
That's why I think it's a better comparison to music than to sports. Like sports are just statistics and numbers. Sports, you could have the ugliest jump shot, but if you get numbers, you're considered a great.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like skateboarding is just like music. Just because you could do the hardest trick doesn't make you a fan favorite.
Exactly.
Music, just because you could play an instrument the best or
rap the fastest.
So fast, it doesn't make you the fan favorite.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's something special and different about it that you got to put the whole package together. So I don't think there is such thing as the best skateboarder ever. No. It's just too many amazing people. Too many.
You there though, bro?
What's that?
You there though? You in the? If you had to do it, you there, right?
Well, I don't.
I say shit sometimes, Paul, just to watch you be humble. You actually one of the most humble humans I've ever met in my life. It's like, and I know it becomes because you're like a God-fearing man. You got like, you know what I'm saying? You good with yourself. So you just be like appreciative of everything you got. But sometimes I just say stuff to you because when we was all coming up, son,
value.
when we was all coming up, like, if you think about like the guy, you sat at that. So like how you have like a Reynolds, we had that for you. You feel me? And I think like,
I've had a
being where I am now, I like that I can be like, yo, like this is like a moment. Like we've had friendship for a really long time. When I first came into the industry, you always show love, dapped up, and like was super cool to me, which was like something that hit really different. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think that it's dope that you're telling me, yo, Reynolds, when I saw the end, or, Donger, or, or
Donger,
Penny,
man. To
where it's like when I sit with Tony or I sit with you, I'm like, or, when Rodney walked in. First off.
That's wild.
No.
That's wild, yeah.
I have not been in the same room with him. I've been with him twice. Cried both times.
Really?
I don't know what it is. Bro, like a bitch. I cried. Like, I don't know. I was like, thank you. And he was just, oh, yeah, dude, it's fine, Because he's also very humble, and he, like, did this thing and left it out for us. to go play. Like,
He's a Thomas Edison of skateboarding.
bro, he literally just he light bulbed the bitch and was
Yeah.
like, the room is lit. Look around.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh damn. And I think knowing that and having something from skateboarding, seeing him makes me do it. And then for you, it comes from like, you made sure it looked right. So that's why I'd be like, oh yeah, you sit at this GOAT status thing, and I just like to mess with you because you can't sit there and be like, yeah, bitch, I'm just. But if I was you, Paul, whoo, yo, if I was you, whoo, the gloating,
don't get me wrong. I've had my moments in periods of my life where I caught myself acting out of character, but you know, I'm just grateful, man. I'm grateful. There is no such thing as the best or whatever, and you know, everybody has their different style and skater that they gravitate to, and you know, I'm just grateful for you know, if people make a list or whatever, if I'm in the conversation, then I feel like I won.
Yeah.
I don't care where I land in the conversation or where I'm at in it, but like, if I at least made it to the conversation, I'm stoked on that.
You for sure, and everybody in chat in the world knows you're like in the conversation. So now it kind of goes back to like, we're in that 15, 16 range. Who picks you up? Like, you know, like what's your first industry sponsor? Like what?
Yeah.
When did it
So
become
my
more actual?
first free box I got was from DVS.
Okay.
DVS shoes, because the owners of DVS owned the skate shop 118 that I was.
Oh wow.
to. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they owned it, and the guy who I started Primitive with, Andy Netkin, he worked at that skate shop.
Whoa.
Yeah, and Nigel also worked at that skate shop later down the line. But Nigel was the first guy I knew with a camera, and he had a VX, and he knew how to edit, and he put a little tape together for me, and I gave it to Andy. Andy gave it to the guys at DVS, and they put me on a little flow program. And so that was the first like free stuff I got.
Yeah.
Was those DVS shoes. And then Steve Vanasco, who was formerly known as Van Styles, I'm not sure what he goes by now. Maybe he goes back.
Vans?
What's that?
It's like 40-ounce van.
I don't know what he goes by
Van
now. I think he went back to Steve Vanasco, but
Okay. Vans. Why do I feel like I've heard that name?
yeah, we all haven't been in touch in a long time. But so he got his tape in the hands of this company that was called Status. This was like 1999.
Okay.
And they had a sister company called DNA Skateboards. And one day he was going down there. They were in San Diego, and he was driving down there for the weekend. And I remember I told him, like, hey, Steve, man, would you mind bringing my tape down, giving it to those guys? And he was like, yeah, sure. So he took it down there, he called me from down there and says, hey, these guys want to put you on DNA Skateboards. I was like, what? Really? Sick. And next thing I know, I'm going down to San Diego with him, maybe a weekend or two later, and meeting all these guys. They give me a box, and they tell me they want to put me to AM. They didn't even want to float me. They were like, just straight to AM.
Just put you on the team.
What? I was like,
What?
yeah, this is crazy, you know? And so then I had my first like industry video part in DNA microanalysis, and that came out in 99.
Damn.
I was 14, and I skated to a Limp Bizkit song, Limp Bizkit Method Man.
Oh, what? Oh no, that's hard.
Yeah.
No, speaking of videos, now it kind of wants me to like ask more like of a rare question. Do you remember the first clip you ever got?
That I ever got in like a actual proper
Yeah, let's say it
video?
in something. Like the first clip that you ever got that when you filmed it, it went somewhere.
I want to say it was that microanalysis.
In that video, okay. So when you started filming,
my part was my sponsor me tape.
Okay,
and then
wow.
maybe I had time to get a couple extra things by the time the video was out, but they were ready to put it out. I remember my first photo in a magazine was in Transworld. It was a kickflip off this gap, only 5 minutes from here, and Mike Blayback shot it. And they were doing an article on skateboarders in the valley, Nano Valley. And I was riding a Fabian Alomar City Stars board before I was ever on City Stars. But a friend of mine at school lived nearby Fabian, and said he knew Fabian. He was like, yeah, man, Fabian, he like sells me boards for cheap. And I was like, for real? And I was like, can you get me one? And he fucking, now being older, I would be thinking that it would be bullshitting me. But yeah, I gave him, I think, like $25 one day at school, and he went back home. Next day, he brought me back
your
a
City
board.
Stars board.
Yeah, Fabian.
Wow, bro.
Shout out to Fabian for that. I don't even know if Fabian knows that. And then yeah, I got a kickflip with that. I was wearing DVS's too. Yeah, Mike Blayback shot that.
Back photo, man. Shout out to. So that's your first clip and first
98,
thing.
maybe 90.
Who's your filmer at that time?
Well, at that, from when I met Nigel,
That was it.
I always filmed with him.
Okay.
Before, when I made my sponsor me tape, my uncle Dave, he lived with me. My mom's brother, he lived with us, and he had a little fucking high-8 camera, and he would let me and my friends take it out and use it, and we would just film each other.
Fire, bro.
Yeah, and then we learned how to do this little editing, like get the adapter VHS that you put the DV tape in, get 2 VCRs, connect them, and then connect them to the TV, and you would have one blank tape, one tape with the footage, and you would press play and then record on this side. Okay, get your clip, stop, and then it was like a.
Don't tell them how old you are, bro.
It was ancient.
So much shit happening at once. They don't even get it, man. Like, do you remember like
DJing?
Yeah, they don't even know about the whole process. Like, people don't understand what you had to go through to get some of this stuff done back in the day, because it's all in front of you now. You could make your whole movie on your phone. You know what I'm saying? Like, and now it was like, okay, there's the clip. Yeah. You doing that, and that takes like a long process. So Nigel has been there pretty much since day one, like to make it, to put it all together, to kind of sculpt it. Yeah. So then you get on this, you do the DNA part. What's the reactions from it?
It felt good, but it's hard to know back then. There's no social media. You can't see comments, or you know what I mean? You don't know. You only get feedback from like the brands, or like if you go out or somebody notices you.
But how are they reacting?
Like that.
How's those brands kind of treating you? Like, they go, wow, this is.
It worked out really well, but I don't know if it was because of the video, because DNA wasn't really a big brand then. They were kind of like a
smaller,
side, like not like one of the major players. But through Nigel, I met Heath Brinkley. Heath Mo was in LA, and he hates when I say this, but I love saying it. He was doing a bootleg 411 Logic videos. It was just a 411.
Got his ass. Got him.
But it was Logic. It was Logic, and you know, did segments just like how 411 did, whatever. But he was looking to network. Heath Mo's from Tennessee, so he came to LA. He got an investor to invest in this idea to start Logic's video magazine. And he would just try to network with all these skaters. And somehow Nigel met him one day skating at USC and says, hey, like, I got some footage of these kids. Like, I'm a filmer. So Heath was like, yeah, start coming out, film with me, like, blah, blah, blah. So Nigel would bring me on sessions with Heath. And Heath at that time knew Ryan Denman, like Joey Brzezinski, a few other guys, JP Jadid. And so I would go, like, to the IE, Inland Empire, and see all these guys back then. And, so I met Ryan Denman, and Denman was already getting boards from City Stars.
Oh, snap.
And
City Stars is like, City Stars in a way.
This was It was Kareem.
Yeah, this is like the DGK before
Danny
DGK
Garcia,
type. Like, this is.
Yeah, Fabian, Joey Surreal, Eric Pupecki. It was dope.
Serious.
Yeah.
It was serious.
So I would go skating around them, and they would see that I was on DNA, and they would be like, yo, we got to get this kid off DNA, you know? And so Denman hit me one day like, yo, would you be interested in like riding for City Star? I was like, bro, Danny Garcia was one of my favorites at that time. You know, so I was like down. Then I had a little meeting he took me to the offices in downtown LA with Joey Surreal. They used to be in Dwindle at that time with World and Blind and all that shit, but Kareem was pulling it away from Dwindle and going independent. So they had a little office, and I met up with them, and they were like, yo, you want to ride? I was like, yes. And I was so stoked. As soon as I said yes, I find out Danny Garcia left to go to Habitat.
Oh my God.
So bummed.
Because you wanted to basically like get closer to be like, bro, you
I just
ripping.
wanted to be around Danny Garcia.
Yeah. I want to skate with you. Like,
at that
this
age,
is,
the decisions you make, they're just so pure. They're so pure. Like, Yeah, I just want to be around Danny Garcia.
Exactly. You
then he
you
was
15 years old. You're like, bro, like whoever's ripping, let me like, and I like them. Like I should be with them skating. Like when I go out and skate and film, I want to be who I'm watching. You know what I'm saying?
So pure and natural, and they were always the right decision. They were always the best that led you to the right situation.
So damn. So you do City Stars. That's where you meet like a whole bunch of guys. You know, obviously you cover that a lot. That was like the time you like meet Mikey Taylor and
This is I knew those guys at this
already.
time, but at this time Mikey was on Maple.
Okay. Yeah.
Spanky was riding for like 16 skateboards. Justin Case was like getting flow from Alien Workshop. Van Wastel was getting flow from World Industries.
Man, rest in peace. Yeah.
Rest in peace.
So wow. Okay. So
Yeah,
you
so
around.
this was like we were all homies and we skated, but like we were all making our own little moves in different companies, you know, at that time.
Sectors.
So, but we would all just be together so much after I was on City Stars that it just seemed natural that it was like, yo, we got to bring the whole squad on to the brand, and that's how they. And I didn't even know hip hop like this at that time. I didn't really even listen to music, only if it was in skate videos.
Yeah.
And
Because there was no way to just
we
like
were
listen to
maniacs,
music.
bro. Yeah, like if we weren't skating, we were like just maniacs wrestling in the fucking hotel rooms and throwing shit around and just fucking egging on the older guys. And so Joey Sorrell just named us the Terror Squad.
The Terror Squad, like Fat Joe and them?
Yeah, we didn't even know
yeah,
what he
you
was
didn't know.
referencing.
Yeah, nah,
He
you
was just
did.
like, he was
That
just like,
that means
he
y'all
was
was
like-
hell.
Yeah, he was
Y'all
like,
was
you guys
hell.
are the Terror Squad, and we were like, okay, whatever. Like, and then we would just start being in the back van, throwing shit up front, like waiting for Kane Gale to come back and put us in headlocks and beat us up and give
Kane
us wedgies.
Gale.
Kane Gale, Javier Nunez, Joey Surreal, they would beat the shit out of us, and then we would just laugh and egg them on, and then they would come back and they would beat us up again. We would just we wouldn't stop, you know. Devin Calloway as well, shout out. And so Joey just saw that we were like just relentless fucking maniacs that always wanted to skate, and if we couldn't skate, we were doing something just
Else.
annoying. And so we were the Terror Squad.
Y'all was just monsters. So
Yeah.
these days are fun. There's videos going on. You guys feel at the top of the world, causing chaos, but it's like your name's starting to ring bells. You're coming up yourself. Now, skateboarding in that time, there was money a little bit for some guys, but early on, what is life like in the City Stars days? Like, are we eating gas station burritos?
Oh,
or is,
yeah, for
or is
sure.
Kareem's like what he has going on, pulling in anything or doing anything?
Kareem,
Because
if we
people were
were-
buying City Stars
Yeah,
boards.
if we were with Kareem,
Yeah.
oh yeah, he was taking us out to dinners and like doing that, but we were rarely like directly with Kareem.
Yeah.
I mean, we were with Kareem a fair amount, but like we were just nonstop skating, like
Yeah.
5 carloads deep, going spots skating every day. Jenny and Lights skating from the morning all the way to the night, lighting up spots, everything. Like it was just like we couldn't stop. So yeah, it was always like fucking fast food, Jack in the Box for breakfast, Carl's Jr. for lunch, you know,
yeah,
that type
Burger
of
King
shit.
for dinner.
Yeah.
So
And then if you wanted something nice, you hit In and Out. You know,
tight. Wow.
just a quick snack. You hit the gas station to fill the Jenny up with gas. I was in there getting the fucking Starbucks vanilla frappuccino and the little chocolate donuts. The fucking little, I don't know. That was my like in between shit. Yeah,
Wow. So
the best.
you look, he said in and out, you balling here. Back in the day, he was doing all right. So
Yeah.
now you turned 16, right?
Yeah.
And like I said, this is when you got kind of come into our lives because
2001.
2001, and Los Angeles is bringing X Games to downtown. Is that correct?
No. That my first time in X Games Los Angeles was 2004.
2004. Okay, so that's when you turned. So you're
19. I
20.
was 19 at that time.
Okay, 19 turned 20. Okay, so 16 is when the videos start to happen. All that's going on.
Yeah, that's when
build
like,
up.
the City Star Street Cinema video comes. We're filming for that. I think Street Cinema drops in 2002.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So 16. I'm also like at that time. I'm like man, I'm so jealous of those times. Like footage was just plenty. It was just
Yeah.
a plethora of footage. We were just getting footage every day.
Stacking.
If we didn't come home with a couple clips, we were pissed.
Stacking.
Now if I can get one clip a month, I'm hyped. You know what I mean?
Oh, Paul. Yeah.
So yeah, I had a little part in like the 16 below video. I had a part in the Menek Madi S DVD.
Mm-hmm.
They had the Menek Madi dropped on VHS, but that was when like VHS was turning into DVD.
Into DVD. That transition.
Kind of have both.
When you go to Blockbuster and it would put the VHS next to the
Yeah,
DVD, like
yeah.
kind of introducing like, do I want this clear or do I want to deal with
like
this
if
tape?
you really wanted to flex and you had a DVD player. So like when they put out the Menek Madi DVD, they gave there was a bonus section. They gave me a little part in there, so I had a little part in that. And then
How did that feel? Being a part of that
was
whole
my,
S.
That was my ultimate.
That was it.
S was my dream.
That was it.
That was it. By that time I was full Koston mode, full Koston and Penny, but Koston specifically.
mode,
But
yeah.
they were both S. So it was like,
And that comes with the genius of how he's skateboarding.
it's just
right?
like his
And everything.
smoothness, his style, his trick choice,
Can't
his
do
innovation.
this. We can't do that. I can't give Koston any more credit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I can't do it anymore. It's probably like there's like I got like it's 5 of y'all that's too fucking cool, like too cool for school, right? And he on there, and I hate it because it's too good. Like I can't look at him. You know how like I found out I couldn't roast you when y'all came up from that primitive trip early on. I was like, can't mess with Paul. Paul's too funny and too quick.
Oh,
I gotta chill.
Sweet. That's sweet of you.
But because what am I finna say? Like at the end of the day, if you ever want to get in the conversation, you could be like, you could go watch my "Today Was a Good Day" commercial. We'll get into that later. But you could just be like, haha, that's funny. I was with Kobe and Cube. I run the city. So it's like, you feel me? Like you can make all the jokes in the world.
Well, I'm just grateful I came from the era with like I said, like Kareem and Kane Gale and Javi and all those dudes. Like they would really beat us up and they would really roast us. They made us like it's all good.
But
like,
you was eating
we were
donuts and drinking Starbucks drinks at that time.
Yeah.
I'm saying like Koston, what in his life is he not cool? And like I can't find him.
He never seems to like have had.
Bro,
the
I don't even
He just
have.
was
You know what I'm
always
saying?
constant, yeah.
You know how it's like it's that girl that you turned down in 7th grade and then you regret it in 10th grade when you get testosterone. You know what I'm saying? The girl, everybody's like, "Oh, you like her," and then she start blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
you like,
yeah.
oh,
When you're so young that you're afraid to admit that you like the girl.
yeah,
like,
bro.
Nah.
Koston never had that in his life, so I'm like, I hate him
Yeah.
in that way, and he
Yeah.
knows it. Cause, anyways,
But it's also just speaking on that point, not to
Yeah.
keep it there too long. But it's also you got to think those guys from that era, they were really creating what was
today,
street skating.
yeah.
So it's like not that there's nobody nowadays who isn't pushing the limits and not capable of bringing
Taking
new
it to
things
another
the
plateau,
table.
yeah.
But like those guys in that era, you just can't do what they did because like they literally did it for the first time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like nobody was nollying into handrails.
Yeah.
He literally he did that. He created that.
Exactly.
You know, like nollie nose grind, nollie nose grind, nollie front board, all these type, nollie front nose, all that shit. That era
Koston.
between like 90 to 93, Koston was a huge chunk of that. But you know, shout out
yeah.
Ronnie Bertino,
Yep.
the first switchback lip on a rail, like. They were just there before anything was done. So, like, they checked that shit off the list that, like, you just can't do that again. Like, you can't check something off the list for the first time again.
Exactly.
You know what I
Like
mean?
they're the originators,
So that's
innovators.
why, like, they have lifetime carte blanche credit because, like, it's just they literally paved they literally paved the
Eric,
road. That
I'm
we
gonna
drive
find
on.
something. He gonna lose a tooth or something, and I'm gonna get on Eric ass. He gonna need dentures or some shit, and I'm gonna make fun of him.
And he's never been hurt. Never been hurt.
Eric, that's why you start doing all that goofy playing around shit. Yes, exactly. Oh yes,
He
yes.
stays unhurt, please,
Yes,
Lord,
please. I mean, now he ain't got time for all that. He still skates and enjoys his life, but he has fun with it. So hopefully,
doesn't need-
having fun.
Yeah, he has.
You good, Koston. Stay that way.
Yeah.
So never been hurt. He's just a super cool dude. You're in full S mode. You're on the DVD of Menek Madi. Like you said, there's still no social media. So all you know is that the coolest teams want to invest in you and have you around. So you're taking personal wins. You don't really have like a social win. Like people can't embrace you and be like, oh, we're following you, so you know how cool you are. You're just like, I get to be with these dudes. I get to be with these dudes. I'm motivated. Every chance I get, I'm about to skateboard. And now skateboarding's taking a new jump. Like you said, Koston's now doing the nollies in the handrail. More switches starting to come into play. So you have to grow your level of skill because you're focused all on style from all the
I'm
early.
just trying to chase them.
Exactly.
That's all I'm thinking in my head. I'm just chasing you. Like, damn, you could do all that. Like, you could do all this stuff. I'm just chasing what I see is in front of me, and I'm loving it. I can't get enough of it. So that's my mindset at that time. It's like, I knew coming into it, like, whatever my favorite guys who I consider the best were, however I looked at and regarded them is how I was hoping to be regarded by the people watching me.
Okay.
That was always my goal from the beginning. And even back then, and probably still now in skateboarding, that was like kind of something you didn't want to say out loud.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But like, my thought is, like, if you don't have a goal, if you don't know what you're aiming for, then you're not going to end up nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm trying to film a trick and I don't have a vision of how I want to do it and how I want it to be landed, then I would take any sketchy land I could get. You know what I mean? So, like, that was just what I was thinking in my head. Like, man, how cool would it be to fucking, like, the way I feel about KOSTON, like, what if somebody else felt that way about me? That's how I was thinking at that time, you know?
Damn, bro. So
that's what drove and motivated my efforts. It's like, I just want to be in whatever that category is considered. I want to be one day considered in that category.
Yeah, no, and that, see, like you said, that's during the chase too. Like, so you're in the middle of trying to get to where you are for a lot of people today, which is like, you know, awesome, like awesome to see and know. But now, do you feel like there was ever like a gap, like they start going further, or do you always feel like you were right there? Did you always stay? Because you said the amount of time. Yeah.
No.
Did you? Yeah. You always stayed close and was like, all right,
No. I never felt like I was there, like I was close. But at that, the beauty of that age, being still such a pure fan, you don't have a lot of ego in it. Like, I'm not looking at KOSTON like a competitor or Reynolds or Penn. I'm not looking at him like, yes, I want to get to where they're at.
You're mad competitive though.
I'm competitive, sure, but that developed later.
Okay.
I guess I'm competitive with myself. I don't know. Yeah, maybe some would say yes. I don't know. Probably I am. But it was like, I just regarded them so high and I looked up to them so much that I never felt that I was, and they were in their primest of primes too. Like, I couldn't touch. I had little kid legs still. I wasn't strong enough yet, or, you know. So like the pop and everything they were doing, I was just doing like the mini version of that. And to me, that was just so fun, and I loved being starstruck. And when I finally got to be around those guys and actually come around them and they knew my name and like, whoa, you know my name, and like we can hang out. Like, that was so. But
that's the beauty of skating, bro. Like,
that was so cool.
That's hard. Like that's fire. Like, when, you know what I'm saying? That is actually literally everything. And, you know, we're all afraid to admit it, but when it's like the guys can approach you and be like, hey, what's up, you? Bro, that's what we really
you on first name basis.
Bro, you feel me? When the pro walked up, hey, Gary, I was like, yo, what the hell? Like,
you know
that.
How many times in my backyard, I'll be sitting there in my backyard, skating my little ledge in the back and pretending like KOSTON was going to go do a trick before me. I was like, I'll get you back. I'll get you. Like, I'll be visualizing shit like that. I'll be skating the loading dock by my house, Albertson's loading dock, learning frontside flips and switch frontside flips, pretending Tom Penny was doing it before me, and he would land it, and all right, I got your back.
Got your back.
And I would like visualize myself getting his back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, that's like, I always lived in a fantasy world. I didn't have siblings that lived with me in the house. I have an older sister, so she didn't live with me a lot of the time. For little portions of time she did, but like, I was the only kid in the house. So like, something like skateboarding was great because I didn't have to rely on another kid to play it or do anything. I could just skate and do it on my own in the early days. And like, so then I would just have like these guys were my big brothers in my head. Like, I don't have a big brother. So, all right, KOSTON, you're my big brother. Oh, Penny, you're my big brother. Reynolds, you're my big brother. Bruce Lee, you're my big bro. Yeah. You know, like, all my heroes, I just made them my brother.
Exactly.
That was like, try to make them proud.
But you're a kid at this time. So it's like, it's almost like how we, you know, it's our action figures, or when you play basketball in a room, you imagine you shooting over Jordan with 3 seconds left on the clock. So you're doing that to skateboarding, and it's just fun for you, and it's a motive. So when it becomes like this slight reality, it's humbling. And then you see these guys getting super good, but you're young, and then you're improving yourself. So then now time rolls by. When does girl come into play for you?
Yeah.
What year is that?
Yeah. So I'm with City Stars. 1999, I get on City Star. I believe it was August because I was on DNA. It was only for 9 months, but it felt like a long time.
Forever. Yep.
And I got on City Stars around August 1999. The first time I ever had to quit a brand. It was the scariest thing ever. I had to call Rob Mertz and tell him, "Oh my God, I think I'm gonna ride for City Stars." I was so scared and nervous, and I did it. Thank God. So I ride for City Stars from 99 to 2003.
Okay.
So like that, actually a good amount of years. Like,
dang.
no, I'm sorry.
To
2000 to 2003. Yeah, August 99 is when I got on DNA.
Okay. And then
So
you rode on that
then
till
9 months after that, I was on City Stars till I left in either late 2002, early 2003, that kind of era. And I just felt, when you're that young and that in tune with your goals and your dreams and the skate world and everything, I was like a skateboard nerd scientist. Every magazine I knew, every video I knew, everything I knew, I was just in tune with what was happening. And I just felt it intuitively, like, oh man, I gotta, if I really want to be where I can envision myself be, I think I got to make a move. You know, at the time I felt bad because we had such a bond. We were such a family. We were so good. And
yeah.
I love everybody and all Mikey and the gang, and then Kareem and all the older guys. Like, I loved them all, but I just knew, I was like,
Sums up.
yeah, like it's just not.
Besides Danny Garcia, Ben left.
Yeah, he been.
So you just
left.
kind of
Yeah,
did
he
it
was
off
gone.
default. Now, just
That burst my bubble. So I took it upon myself. Once they announced me and Mikey to be pro, I took it upon myself to be like, fuck, dude, if I don't make a move now, it's going to be too late. So I somehow had the know-how to be like, all right, I have to quit before they actually manufacture boards with my name on it. Because then I'm going to just make them spend all this money on making this product.
I'm not
and
happy.
leave.
I'm not that I'm not happy here. I just don't feel like something's right here.
Yeah, I just felt like it wasn't going to be the platform that's going to take me to the level that I felt like I could go. Okay. And it's crazy, like, thinking back at how young I was at the time. You know, when you're 15, 16, you feel like you're like, oh, I'm
Bro, we think we know it all.
Yeah.
And you also leave school at this time.
Yeah, I left school when I was. I left school in the beginning of 10th grade, so I would have been 15, just about to turn 16. And I begged my mom for like 2 years since I graduated junior high, going into high school. I begged her relentlessly to let me get home studies. Mom, if I could just skate more every day, I'm going to get better. And if I get better, then I can go pro sooner. If I go pro sooner, then I can take care of you. And I could
Lit, I got you.
And I had the whole plan, and she finally gave into it. And that's exactly what happened. I just fucking doubled, tripled down, skated all day, every day. So girl came about. So once I realized, like, man, it's not gonna work, I called Kareem, but he was notorious for not answering his phone. I left him a message, and he didn't answer. But I left him a message, hey, call me back. Like, I gotta talk to you. I was fucking scared. And then I called Joey Surreal. Joey, he answered, hey, man, I just want to tell you, like, hey, I appreciate everything, but, like, I'm going to leave. He's like, where are you going to go? I was like, I don't have a plan, but I just, like, it just doesn't feel right.
Did you actually not have a plan?
I did not have a plan. But I was confident enough in myself that I knew that I could land where I wanted to land. You know what I mean? And so Joey, he's like, all right, man, like, what can I say? I tried to, talk you back into it, but it sounds like your mind's made up, Kareem calls me back a few minutes later. I go meet up with him. We have lunch at Subway. He's talking to me, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, Reem. Like, I appreciate you, but I just feel like I got to make a move. It just doesn't feel all the way right. I didn't even have probably the right vocabulary and right ability to articulate myself. Exactly. I was just like, Yeah,
You thinking with nerves, nerves and passion.
Yeah, I got Kareem looking at
Kareem Campbell,
like,
so yeah.
Like, I'm just like, but I'm, you know, like, I'm just sorry. Like, and I can't believe I didn't cave and just say, you know what, I'm tripping. I'm sorry. I'll just. But,
you know what? Nah, bro, print the boards. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, print the boards out.
I'll always be grateful to Kareem because I remember shortly after that we had a team meeting. He brought the whole team together. I told the whole team, like, I'm leaving, guys. This is what Mikey, just in case, Devin, all the other guys, everything. And Kareem was like, look, he actually was a G because he was like, look, if anybody, you know, talks bad about Paul or has a problem with Paul, like, don't do that. I'll be upset with you. Like, he's cool with us. He's the homies, fam. This is what he wants to do.
Damn.
And I was like,
that's gangster.
That's G.
That's G as hell.
So once that happened, word got out quick. And Deerdick found out about it. He was just starting to seek skateboards at that time.
Okay.
He came, hit me up, pitched me a proper deal, and I was like, wow, like, holy that's cool. And then
Rob with them, man. Rob will make it feel like, God damn, why would I say no, bro?
Right, he really did. He offered me at that time for what I thought was crazy bread, and then talked to the boss a little bit about potentially was gonna do a Baker. Like, and yeah, right. I do a switch front crook.
Oh, there's this world. Hold on. Maybe I haven't watched enough interviews. I need to probably go back. There's a world where Paul Rodriguez could have been a part of Baker.
Mm-hmm. If you watch, all these times are meshing because at this time I was hanging tough with Evan and Terry too. But if you watch, yeah, right. I switched front crook this rail in Long Beach, and my board is spray painted, but I'm riding a Baker board. I had a full Baker box. And we were staying at the America Mansion. Back then, that's where like Reynolds and Ellington and Braden and I think John Miner and all these guys lived. They rented this house in Hollywood, literally a mansion.
It's insane, right?
And Spanky would just let us come over there. Me, Brian Herman, Spanky, Scuba. We'd just be in there just fucking having fun, causing ruckus. Reynolds was skating the marble 3-stair in the house. It was like the coolest shit ever. And so, yeah, the boss gave me a box of boards. I rode those, and I was just like, man, what am I gonna do? And part of me, I had this weird vision of like, you know, it would be cool if I rode for Zero. Like, it'd be cool. Like, I'll be the one, like, kind of like tech dude on Zero. They're all gnarly. But, like, I'll just be that one kind of like.
What the hell? That's all. That's
like,
crazy.
I had this weird.
That Asian kid got you now. Kairi Netsuke. He got the Japanese kid. He's down to tech Zero men. But
he's
you
still
had this.
He's still buck.
Yeah, no, he's gnarly as hell. So you had this in your brain.
I had a little vision. I never ended up actually talking to the chief or anything about it. But and then I just went out. A normal routine for me was to go out skating with Atiba and Eric KOSTON, and we went out skating Sylmar High School one day, one of my favorite spots back in the day. And
that's the blue rail spot, right?
Yeah. Yep. And Atiba was driving. We were leaving the spot. Eric was in the front seat. I'm in the back. We were just driving. I think maybe going to get some food or something. And Eric's like turns around like, so what are you doing? What's the plan?
Damn it.
And I was just like, I don't know. And I'll be honest, at the time, like, I didn't have a plan that I wanted to ride for a girl. Like, really, the only real plan I had was like, oh, it'd be kind of cool, like, throw people off if I was on Zero. and like, you know, I was getting Baker boards. I was kind of mixing it up. And he was just like, so what's up? You want to ride for a girl? And I just had this moment, like, Eric KOSTON, my hero, when the couple years of my life before of skateboarding flashing by in my head of him being my hero, and he's looking me in the face asking me, and I'm like, and then it just hit me like, duh.
like, you stupid? Yeah, Eric.
I was just like,
dummy.
I was like, yeah. And then he gets right on the phone immediately. He calls Rick Howard, answers the phone. I just remember him going, we got him. And that was it. Then the next, I don't know, that Monday or whatever it was.
So the OGs was setting you up for success. They was like, they literally hit the whole, ain't there like a meme where they go, we got him? And it's like the presidential, like the box. He goes,
I don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. It's like Saddam Hussein or some shit. So they do this for you. And like you answer KOSTON, the answer's yes. He hits Rick. It's official. These dudes run skateboarding at this point.
Yeah.
Like they run it.
Yeah.
Like they're all actually making a good living. It's changing. These aren't like, obviously KOSTON I think he's in one of the games, but the other guys aren't super known, like Rick and
they are. No, they are.
They're known in skateboard. I'm saying they're not video game guys. They're not.
Eric was like franchise.
Exactly. He was big. So I'm saying, but the other guys are still making.
Larger in life. He was fucking G-Shock, Oakley, XGames, winning fucking, video games.
Eric won in 01. That was the one. That was the That's Philly 01.
Yep.
White T-shirt.
Yeah, but he won in 04.
Yep.
My first year.
Exactly.
He's won multiple times.
That's what I'm saying. But he was the one that he was like dominating. He was doing it good. He was poster guy.
The sentiment, from what I could understand, is everybody really actually accepted Eric as the best.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, "Who's the best?" Oh, KOSTON.
Yeah.
KOSTON. It's KOSTON. So I don't know where I'm going with that, but yeah. So
he says yes.
That Monday or whatever, I went to KOSTON's house. And he drove me in his
How's Eric
Benz.
living at that time?
Oh, so good. He had this ill house in Hollywood. That later on, side note, like a few years later, Eve would move next door to him. Like the rapper.
I had to give you up.
Yeah, she was like,
leaving here. Okay.
Yeah. So she moved right next door to him. But that was a couple years later. But yeah, he had an MTV Cribs at that crib.
Wow.
Yeah, back in the day. You can pull that up and see that on YouTube, I'm sure. But we pulled up to that house, or I forget.
You pulled up that Monday, you said?
Body probably drove me, my best buddy at the time. Still one of my buddies. And he drove us down to the girl warehouse, let me grab whatever I want. It was like crazy. I just loaded up.
Damn.
Boards, clothes, everything. And and now that was it. And then I remember I went to Northridge Skate Park that same night to go skate. It was like my local stomping ground, and Deerdick pulled up on me because I think he got word or heard
that you were doing doing girl,
and I hadn't told him that I wasn't gonna do Seek or whatever, and he pulled up on me and was like, "So you're bored, man?"
Oh no,
He's
bro.
like, okay, they got you. He's like, "All right, man." Like it's like, okay, all right.
Can't be mad at it.
He's like,
it's
could have been set up, but okay.
Exactly. Could have financially got you right.
Yeah. They were taking care of me as well.
Exactly. But and it's not obviously like it's, kids, I'm talking about this dollar in like a perspective of like, should he had gone the Deer Deck route, or was this more of a passion route with girl, but girls getting you right. Things are going.
Seek for the time, that would have been unprecedented. Nobody was getting that type of thing.
Okay, type.
But even for girl, probably nobody was getting that
type,
that thing at the time. Okay. I was the first skateboarder to ever have a contract with girl. Nobody up until then. Everybody was just
the homies that was making money together, getting royalties off each other.
Homie deals.
Wow.
Yeah, everybody had a standard pay. Like I had a full contract. Like this is what.
And they were all, because the board thing wasn't like the shoe thing. Like the shoe thing was all different. That's where a lot of guys were getting money at that time.
Yeah. It just depends on the brand, but I don't think they had everybody kind of on a standard pay
thing. Okay, cool.
Which later on down the years, I would understand why.
Yeah.
Where am I going with?
So now that I kind of just like missed that. So you link up, you get all these boards. Deerdick sees you, says, "All right, for sure," and then now you're on girl. Like this is who you are. You're part of the biggest. The thing that is about to rock everybody, because
all my homies, my big homies who were mentoring me that I mentioned before, that would have been their dream. They were all couldn't believe it. Like, what the fuck, you're on? And the cool part is what the way God works. Thank you, Lord. Is that I got on girl when I was already pro, because mind you, Stars turned me pro and they announced it in an ad.
Yes.
It was an ad of me and Mikey Taylor going pro, and so. Luckily, I quit before they manufactured the boards, but then Girl picked me up as a pro. And at the time, Girl was notorious for, if you were AM, bro, you were like, it was known. It was like a thing in the industry of like, yo, if you AM for Girl, you ain't never going pro.
You AM.
You lifer.
We leaving you there.
You are lifer AM.
If you weren't one of the people that left World Industries or anything.
If you weren't the original, you were a lifer. So like, I got on already as pro. So like, it was like, it worked out.
Somebody had to fact check me on that, because I thought you were in that Forever Am scheme. So because for the longest, we don't remember. I think it was like one of my friends. He was like, "Bro, I've never seen a P-Rock girl board." And
Oh, no,
like,
there's a lot of them.
no, there is 100%.
yeah.
I had to go get fact checked not that long ago on the show because I was like, yo, like something like that. I was like, bro, like P-Rod wasn't even pro for girls. Somebody's like, he went over there because he left City Stars and he never was pro. And then everybody's like, bro, what are you talking about? So I had to look into it. But for the longest time, I remember being told like, yeah, P-Rod was like, or he left his sponsor and he got on girl. And like they never, you know what I'm saying? Like he never went pros. And I was like, what the hell? So that was for a long time. I had never even looked into that.
That's crazy.
So you get on, you pro. They're filming for Year Right already though.
Yeah.
They have been working on it since 2001.
Yeah, probably earlier. Back then, you worked.
You worked on video for 5 years.
years.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm saying so.
They
Like,
already been working.
but okay, but then there was no. There's something about the year 2001 where either there was no title for it or what they were gonna do with it or something. But everybody's filming for this video.
Title for it. I think it was
2000 or
Beeble was
2001.
responsible for maybe I don't know. I don't know if it was a Beeble saying or something. I forget. But yeah, they were already working on it, and at that time, thank God, I was just a footage machine, bro.
Yeah, so you
I
had
came
it
in already, video
Clips.
part pretty much ready. Like if you watch, yeah, right, probably half my part at least, I'm riding City Star
Other boards,
still.
yeah.
And I'm riding one Baker board.
Yeah, exactly. Switch front crook.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like
So, so then, but as soon as I get my box of boards from Girl, I'm trying to get as much as I can. So, yeah. So I just go straight. I mean, I never back then. You just don't stop filming. You're just skating, filming. Somebody says, "Oh, we need footage for a part." Oh, okay. Here, take this. Skating, filming.
take these tapes. Take this.
Here you go. Take that. And you don't stop. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You like literally. You're not worried about it. Like
Yeah,
how
it's just-
some guys today, because y'all work ethic ain't there, and y'all think y'all deserve everything, and y'all ain't got these clips. Paul said they had it on tap. Go here, you go, sponsor. So now you're about to be a part of the biggest video in like the history of skateboarding mankind.
Yeah.
You have a part. You're in this. You're in that group. Do you? And also, still no social media, but.
Yeah, way before
This is big. There's tours. There's audience. Paul Rodriguez has now become, even though it's like, there's still costing everybody, you're now like, stop playing.
That was when I felt like I was like, yo, I'm officially arrived in the game.
Yeah.
Like, I'm here in the game.
Yeah. S is the precursor. S is like the hell yeah for yourself. But now you're like, okay, world, I'm here. For real. Yeah. And you get to move a little more proud, shoulders a little more, you know what I'm saying, back a little more straight up.
I had every single sponsor that KOSTON had at that time. 4-star S, it was, 4-star S, Girl, Ricta. What else? What trucks were we riding for back then? Nah, our truck sponsors were different. I think I was riding like fucking Orions or Tensor.
Something else.
Yeah, some weird shit. No, Royal.
Okay. Right. So full on. And then it's like, man, like I said, it's one of the first skate videos I ever seen. It just does all these things to your mind. Skateboarding is now at a point where it's like, where can we go with this? Tech is out of control. The rails are already gnarly, but now what you can do on a rail has just changed. Like, you better turn that ledge trick up onto that handrail and get nice with it. And you're in a pocket of like, okay, I'm keeping up. Like, I'm actually one of the dudes doing first couple things or
I was
bringing out.
starting to get into my own there and starting to like bring some of my own innovation or just maybe like taking what has been done and like, adding my own flavor to it or I was starting to be like a guy who was pushing the ball.
That envelope. And with that now, a couple years really go by. What changes in the girl sphere for you? Like that sphere between like 4 to let's say 7 or 8, because then I want to get into the me, myself, and I times. So like, there is no other girl video. There's just like, there's like videos happening, this, that, and the third.
Right,
Internet's kind of taken off. There's websites. There's like,
well, comes out in 03.
3, yeah.
And I'm on Girl only 2 years.
Exactly.
And it felt long. I was on Girl from 03 to 05.
Yeah.
And in that time, and 04, I got on Nike. 05. At this time, you know, probably
Did you get on?
17,
Did you get
18.
on Nike because of the X Games stuff?
No, I got on Nike. Plan B and Nike weren't things I ever pursued. You know what I mean? Like at that time, thank God, these opportunities just came to me. I was never looking to leave Girl. I was never looking to leave S.
Yeah.
I was literally laying in bed back then. I was 18 years old. I'm skating all day, every day, staying up 4 or 5 in the morning. Jeremy Rogers is living in the house with me. Nigel's living in the house with me. We're not partying yet. We're just skating.
Yeah.
All day, skating all night, lighting shit up, sleeping until like noon, and doing it all the same the next day, right? So at this time, Nigel was working for 118 Skate Shop. I'm sleeping. It's midday. It's probably 11, 12. He calls me awake. Yo, what up? You know, here's this guy's number. You want to contact them and set it up and whatever. She's like, yeah, of course. And at this time, I'm in negotiations with S for my signature shoe. I'm skating samples of my shoe. We're designing my shoe. And so we end up doing a little sneak mission to Portland, fly over there. I'm terrified of flying at this time. I was scared to death. So my theory was if I stay up all night, I'll be so tired.
You sleep on the plane.
Yeah. Still didn't happen. I was too scared. We get to Portland. I meet Kevin Imamura. He picks us up at the airport. He gives me a tour of the whole Nike campus. I'm blown away. Then they take me to Sandy Bodecker's office in the Mia Hamm building. I think it was the 3rd floor, all the way at the end of the hall. The coolest office I've ever seen. Dope paintings. He got toys and guitars and all kinds of crazy instruments everywhere. Yep. And so I sit down, I meet Sandy, and he's the coolest dude ever, and he's talking to me, and they're like telling me these plans, and like I'm so tired because I hadn't slept, and I'm like sitting in front of his desk.
It's like, oh, shit,
I'm like mad. This, I'm just like,
I'm mad.
I'm like, oh like thinking this is so bad, Paul. Wake up. Boom, my agency, she's like elbowing me, like,
get your ass up,
and
Paul.
finally I'm like, Sandy, I'm so sorry. I just wanted to tell you, like, I'm scared of flying. I didn't sleep last night. I was trying to sleep on the plane. I really care about what you're saying. Like, I don't mean,
but I can't follow it. Like
I'm just falling asleep because I didn't sleep, and I'm sorry. So, long story short, that's how that happened.
But like to take it from long story short to kind of go back, which I do here, is to like see if we can dig into stuff because moments hit me kind of crazy. Is the departure from like S isn't going through anything. No, they're actually doing
S is on top.
Yeah, S is doing really well.
Game. Yeah.
But and then skaters are the guys that are getting paid well are getting paid well on S to be a part of S because they're actually moving in skate shops. Every kid's got a pair of this, that, and the third.
Muskas.
You know what I'm saying? Like they're moving. So it's like Did you pause? Did you why, you know, if you had all these visions and these things, why would it be like, all right, let me go to this thing like Nike from S if it's okay? Like, we're all killing it together.
Right.
Like, we have control too. Like, I know S gave you guys a lot of like control and leeway to do what you want. You know, it's like, you guys are selling the shoes, just do the videos. You guys all love skating. You're pushing the envelope. What made it like, yo, we should probably go over here? Because, you know, like me, like I said, I was raised around like a lot of ignorant OGs that I love to death, but it was always like, be with the core guys. If we're winning,
I always
stay
got
winning.
that same talk too. You know, like, you know, stay, you know.
Did you ever feel early? I apologize to interrupt, but like, did you ever feel early, like, okay, in a real sense, we're kind of too free over here, like with this S stuff?
Young to even think of things that way.
Yeah.
I was just like, bro, I just want to be the best I could be. I just want to be like my heroes, and just that's all I thought about, all I cared about. So I guess to answer that question, I got to take you back to like, you got to understand my life in perspective. I grew up as a kid of someone who's making a living, a very good living at doing their dream.
Yeah.
My father, his dream was to be a stand-up comedian. By the time I was born, he was already very successful, doing movies, doing huge stand-up arena tours, fucking big stuff. And like, he was really well known at that time. When I was a little kid, he would pick me up, he would take me everywhere. We couldn't go nowhere. People would stop him all over the place, and he was always doing his thing. So I always saw that, and now looking back as a kid, subconsciously I'm absorbing this, right? Like, somebody doing their dream at the highest level. Okay. So that was implanted into me before I ever started skateboarding. Okay. You have a dream and you do it at the highest level. And I always had a dream as a kid. I wanted to be very well off financially. I wanted to live an opulent lifestyle. And then, of course, as I grew older, by the influences of people like Kareem Campbell, I'm getting into hip hop, and I'm getting more influenced by living that lifestyle. You know what I mean? So you got to understand, coming into the skate game, I'm already programmed. Like, I'm grateful for the example of my father, because I thought chasing your dream and pursuing your dream was normal. That's what you do. You have a dream, that's what you're supposed to do. Yeah. I didn't know at the time, kids who have dreams, they have parents who didn't make it and tell them like, stop that stupid dream, you never amount to nothing, go to school, go do this, do that. And they shut it off subconsciously to their kids early before they can let that seed grow. Yeah, bro. You know what I mean? So I was very fortunate, by the grace of God, to have that example. So that was normal to me. So flash forward, you know, having these opportunities in skateboard, I always knew this is my dream, and I want to do it at the highest level. Yeah. In all ways. Because
you grow up in the 90s, you see, like, obviously, like, over there at Nike and stuff, that's who's like kind of running the world throughout your, you know what I'm saying, your young years.
Oh, I mean, that's a household thing. My first pair of shoes I have at the house, they're little Michael Jordans. They're little Jordan baby
You were
Jordans.
Born the first year Jordans came out.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like,
you are the year that he went to the NBA.
I was ever born at school, like, we argued about whose shoes were better, whose shoes were faster. Mine got the better air bubble. I can jump higher in my shoes than you. Like, you know, and they were always Nike. So like, that was just already part of my life. Yeah. Till I got into skateboarding, I didn't know about even other shoe brands.
Yeah,
really.
exactly.
Like, you might know before that. You might have only known about like Nike, Converse, Adidas. You know what I mean? Like, type. So then I get into this skateboarding world, and there's this whole world of its own economy,
other stuff,
brands, and everything. So then when I get the opportunity to ride for Nike, I'm thinking, oh my God,
it's the highest level.
I didn't even think, like, I was always dreaming of getting a shoe on S, getting a signature board on whatever brand it would be, and that was my dream. But like, I was like, oh my God, my dream just went further than I even dreamt.
Damn.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, like, my dream just went like, I didn't even see this. I couldn't even dream this far, and it's here in front of my face. I was like, how could I not do that?
You actually were dreaming, because you was asleep at the damn meeting.
I was.
Your ass was still dreaming.
You're right.
You feel me? So now, like you said, you kind of tell Sammy, you feel me, like Sandy, like, yo, like I'm kind of tired. What's that reaction like? Oh yeah, like
it's all good. It's
for
cool.
sure.
It's fine. Blah blah blah. So we have the meeting. My agent and I, we fly home. She calls me, I don't know, however long later, a week or whatever later, when Nike comes back with a proposal, and she tells me the whole deal, everything. I'm like, wow, that's really cool. I was like, that's really cool.
There you go.
But here's the thing, like, my decision was still about my vision, about my dream, and I was like, are they gonna give me a signature shoe? And she was like, I'm not sure. We didn't discuss that. Let me check with them. So she does her due diligence, calls them, checks with them, calls me back, and she says, they don't have plans for doing a signature shoe.
Damn.
And I was like, oh man, like it was for that time especially, it was great money, and I was just like,
I want to have a pro shoe.
Sorry, sirs. Tell them thank you. I appreciate it, but I can't do it. My dream is to have a signature shoe. Like, if I don't have a signature shoe and a signature board, then my dream isn't complete.
Doesn't make sense, yeah.
It's not complete. And she's like, okay, I'll let them know. Are you sure? I was like, yeah, no. And mind you, I'm skating the samples of my signature shoe already.
She crying on the phone. She for showing up the line, crying.
So she's like,
okay, Paul. Yeah, that's fine. It's fine, Paul. Okay.
So she goes back, she calls them, she tells them, and then they end up coming back to her and say, okay, we'll do it.
What?
We'll give him a signature shoe. And she calls me back and says, hey, they said we'll do it. They'll give you a shoe. I said, for real? She said, yeah.
Yeah, bro.
I said, well, this is a no-brainer. Let's do this. Like, are you kidding? My name on a swoosh? Like, Nike, Michael Jordan? Like, you kidding me? Like that's like, oh, how stupid would that be if I didn't do that? That's the real.
I mean, but you would. I think I would have understood your pocket where it was like S wanted to give you the thing that was a part of your dream, which was the signature shoe.
Yeah.
But when something like that, if you're not an idiot like me, kids, I'm dumb. That's Paul Rodriguez. He not dumb. Okay, don't follow me all the time. 98% of the time, listen to me. But so, like you said, I would have understood if you had turned that down because it wasn't part of your life vision.
Sure. I'm so grateful for my 19-year-old self having that clarity of vision and that like purity still of the vision and being that.
Because you don't know where that could have gone, P. Like that could have been
sure.
D3. Like the Paul Rod P-Rod S could have been. You feel me? Like insane. So it's like that's good that you have.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like.
Yeah. But like the fact that they came back and then agreed to giving me a signature shoe, I'm like, how stupid would this be? I didn't think about this then, but now I'm thinking about it. I'm like, man, how stupid would it be now, looking back, if I didn't do that?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, facts.
Now knowing what has transpired,
Facts.
obviously.
But also, that's what I'm saying though. Like that takes me to the conversation where I was just like, we don't know where we all would have been if you guys just kept the S thing.
We don't know.
We don't know. Like, what if that? You know what I'm saying? Like, it DC'd, or if it did this. You know, what if it did all these or however DC was doing? But I'm saying, like, what if it was just like this also household name where these guys turned down Nike and that was your story? Like, he said he wasn't going to get the signature shoe, so he didn't care what they were talking about. Lifted that up, and then we just live where S is now, this powerhouse in our thing.
There is a world where that could be true.
Yeah, but we don't know it because we don't live in
also a world where it could have gotten to a certain point, sold off to someone else, fucking got fucking watered down and weird, like what we've
like
seen
how it all
happen.
does. Yeah, facts.
Watered down and weird, and it breaks up, and then this, it could have very well gone down that path too. So I don't know, but I probably, if you gave me the chance to do it over again, I would switch the decision.
No, I can't always like what you know and how you educated you are in business.
Yeah,
it's like obviously
I didn't become educated at that time.
I'm saying now you wouldn't. That's why I'm saying even now you would not take it to be like, let's play the game of like trusting the skate.
But also I guess selfishly, like I couldn't have elevated to the status that I was able to elevate to without Nike.
Fact.
There's no world where I'm getting a commercial with Ice Cube and Kobe not doing that deal.
Hey, you ain't got to flex. Hey, God damn it. I already said that earlier. I saw the crowd. I already said it. You got to look me in the, I got it.
At that time, Nike was really like putting me in a position where they were marketing me at the level of their other athletes that were already major athletes.
Exactly.
Like, I wouldn't have been able to elevate in status that way. I know that's an ego thing. I know that's an ego side of thing.
You had it where my mom was like, hey, that guy that you watch on the computer, I seen this commercial with Ice Cube and that Kobe boy.
That was actually on TV.
Like
back when TV was TV.
You feel me? When television was it wasn't on a Fire Stick. Yeah. So it's like, obviously you have to understand what it did, because it did put there is no world where an S commercial or things it would have made you the biggest skateboarder, but like now you get to put skateboarding on this new thing, you know, and you're leading the charge with the whole Nike thing. They want to offer you a signature shoe and all this stuff is happening, but then this Me, Myself, and I project comes out. This like an iTunes thing, bro. Can you explain? Did Apple approach you to do this?
No, Cersei made that deal happen for sure. I don't know how she found that path. I can't remember. It's been a while and it's fuzzy in my brain, my memory. But so that was on the Plan B days. That was 2010.
Yeah.
And I started filming for that video in 2007.
Yes.
And when I started filming for that in 2007, I thought I'm filming for a Plan B video.
Yeah, that never happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Till after I left.
Okay.
So I'm like, we're having team meetings, Colin, Danny, the whole team, all of us, we're all talking. We're filming for a video.
Is it true you guys were waiting for Ryan? Is that a real thing at that time? Because that was that same time period where he's supposed to do some stuff like Super Future drops. There's like the promo. This is like that time period. It gets a little fuzzy, but all this, the internet's happening, so stuff is happening so fast that it like throws you off.
Right.
So it's like
the timelines get blurred.
Yeah, like you're dropping stuff like, obviously there's forecasts. You're bringing on Mike Mo. You're doing, bro. There's so many things that are happening. We can all reflect on that. But I just kind of wanted to get into Me, Myself, and I, because it being this like iTunes feature part.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I always wonder, like, how the hell, like you said, Cersei took care of it. So it just kind of came out.
She brought the opportunity. So that's where it starts. Yeah. So as soon as we decide in team meetings, like, all right, we're filming for a Plan B video. I know the importance of what a Plan B video means.
Would mean, yeah.
I know the legacy of Plan B, and every time they dropped a video, that shifted the bar
of skating.
So
Exactly.
I knew the responsibility that video means.
Yeah.
And I was taking it dead ass serious. I was like, all right, this is it. Like, this is a mission, you know? So I started even approaching my way of filming differently. Before, I would just like, let's just go skate shit, and we're just going to go out and skate. We're just going to try, go on missions. Yeah. I started plotting, like, where's the spot? What spot do I, like, okay, I'm learning this trick. What's the spot for that? Write it down on a list. Go out, try that trick. Don't get it? Okay, come back next week and try it. Come back next weekend. Go practice in the park for the week. Go back next weekend. Like, I started trying to push myself, the hardest shit that I could possibly do, that like I couldn't do it easily, and I had to keep going back. Yeah. So like in my mind, I was like, this has to be my best shit ever. This is huge for me, responsibility wise. So I'm filming this video. We're having team meetings. I'm like wondering, like, what's up? Where are we at with the video? 6 months go by, maybe a year goes by. You know, we're getting into 2008. Not much progress. Doesn't seem like everybody's taking it too serious to film. I think Danny's, you know, always in between a surgery, but Danny's always hungry to film, but he's always getting
smoked, bro. He's like, I'm gonna jump the Great Wall of China. It's Friday. What y'all doing? Let's go to the Grand Canyon, Danny Way.
And at this time, I can't speak for everybody, but we're all in our prime, dude. Our prime. Gallant, PJ, myself, Jeremy, Sheckler. We're in our fucking fire hot prime.
Yeah, you guys are ridiculous.
And at this, you know, Sheckler has a fucking show going on. Yeah. He's getting pulled in 87 million different directions.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. There's this thing behind Ryan. He says he wants to get the trick. Mm-hmm. He's becoming a celebrity. The contest thing is going crazy.
Yeah.
Like obviously XGames and things like that. There's new content. You guys are all doing that. And then it's like, but everybody's filming except Ryan doesn't get time to film
Oh,
for
you-
the
oh, you
plan.
meant- I thought you were talking about Gallant.
No, Sheckler. So Sheckler doesn't get time to work on this Plan B video that was supposed to drop a few times. Like, he even has like clips from the Buster Balen thing. Like, they were trying to pull whatever they could of him, because it wasn't like his skating was getting worse. He's still skating at a good level.
He had a chip on his shoulder back then. He had some shit to prove because he was getting so much hate.
Yeah.
And he was fueled off that shit.
Yeah.
The fire. And that he was going on a rampage trying to film any chance he would get.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's getting pulled in a lot of directions. So his attention is getting divided. But I don't think it was held up specifically because of him.
Okay.
I think just not everybody was focused on it, or I don't really have a clear answer.
Okay.
It just wasn't materializing.
Always thought about that, like, because you just heard it, you know, like you would hear it early on in message boards and things like that. And when you get into the industry, that's what happened to the Plan B video. We're seeing if Ryan would ever get the El Toro clip or whatever else. And, you know, he's literally getting crazy endorsements. Like, Sheckler's getting chicken
he's
at
getting
this. So, and then these people were like, dude, don't get hurt trying to film this video.
Nah, he was never stressed on that.
Because he would do what he wanted, but I'm saying he had people in his ear like, yo, what are you doing? Like, we
had a lot of people in his ear, but
he had a chip.
Ryan was never afraid to put it on the line.
You can see it, bro. You can see it.
That's really the only way he skates is
facts.
dangerous.
Facts.
Yeah, he really only skates dangerously.
He's crazy.
Yeah, he's wild. He's
Ryan
really
Sheckler.
crazy.
You know, I like to bust your balls because I'm your boy, but I watched you kickflip over a fence for no reason.
Yeah.
That Costco gap.
That was all during that time.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
that was during the crazy, fact that like he's doing all this stuff during that, like it's hard to really put into words how like hectic his life was at that time. You know, so but it wasn't him, it wasn't anyone, but like finally we got to 2009, getting close to 2010, and I have a part that I'm really fucking killing myself for, and I'm starting to feel really proud of it. Nobody seems to have a part in sight, and I'm like, bro, like this footage is gonna get dated. It's gonna get old. It's gonna get just
psych. You gotta go. Watch
it's just gonna get stale.
I said psych. That didn't happen. Go watch it again. I have it. I bought it. It's on my phone till this day. I bought it.
Thank you.
Back when it dropped.
Okay.
And I have it on every iTunes account.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's like that. It is. So. Yeah, anybody fucking with that. You did some shit in there still.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
My bad. I know I'm not supposed to. XGames. If you want to fire me, you can. I said what I said. The F word, S word, and W word. Doesn't matter. So you do that, and you know, me, myself, and I, it becomes this home. It's in your home now. Now this is like one of the first, because this is like the turn of the iPod video. You know, you know, YouTube, people don't really know it's there. It's been around for a couple years, but not everybody's on it. Right. But this video was like the first video where it was like, you spend this $2.99 or whatever it was, you could have it.
I don't know. I could get ostracized for this, so I gotta watch how I speak. But like,
go ahead.
This was like when we were able to get this deal going. I believe this was the first ever single part drop.
I think it was, bro.
And the fact that we were able to sell it for $3.
Yeah.
Right. And you got to remember, the kids today don't know that there was ever an era that people had to pay for skate content.
Yeah.
And you got to remember the era I grew up, a VHS copy, that was $20.
Yeah. Facts.
A VHS tape or DVD was $15 to $20.
Oh yeah. Kids also remember, sorry, Paul, kids remember this is how your pros were living this well. Because we were buying the DVDs and the tapes for the companies, right?
That's the companies earn the money from
the companies were. I'm saying, but they were living.
Pros aren't making money off that, but that's how they're marketing.
And doing tours and doing stuff. Yeah. It's because we were buying those
deals.
Yeah.
So then for someone to drop a part, $3, when up until that point, before that, people are used to easily, without blinking an eye, $20. Any video that would drop, modus operandi, any transport video, I was $20, no problem. You know what I mean? I'm dropping for $3. And it does really well. We make some really good money off it. I'm one of the first skaters to make money off of his own footage.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nice. Like I think we just opened a fucking avenue
For this.
the skaters, like
Yeah.
where dudes can like finally get their thing, you know. And then that never ended up happening.
Being
I
a
think
thing.
Shane
did. I was about to
his.
say Shane did his part,
Shane dropped his through the barracks.
and he did it with $1.99. So his was only $2.
Okay, yeah. So
Yeah,
like there, I
so-
think maybe like did Nija's drop also?
And
the
Nyjah
barracks?
did Rise and Shine.
Yeah, okay.
2012.
So
which
maybe
was his
those
comeback.
three?
That was it. That was literally it. And then there was like
and
people who
then
did the
from
full
there, it
lengths.
was just
People would do their full lengths and
everything
stuff.
was free.
Back for $10, you would do a full length, but then it was like, okay, I'm not gonna buy a full length video because then at that time there was the skate video site was ripping everything, and then you could
Heliclips.
in Heliclips they had the videos on there.
Yeah,
So you had these things just there for free. It was like I would wait.
Yeah, it was starting. It was just
bootleg.
Wild West, and so yeah, man. Like I was really proud. Like I felt like we were like opening up a road for the skaters to like, you know, take more ownership of themselves. But it didn't pan out that way. But it's okay.
Panned out for you. Shit, hey, look, sometimes, like you said, it worked for you, and it was like, I wish it would have been for everybody. I wish it could have been like
the template.
When I have a part, it goes here, and I get to live well. But we don't have that, bro, unfortunately.
Okay.
So
but now, like, you know, it's not even like that with music. It's not even like that anymore.
It's over.
So, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no.
So you got the stream platform. So obviously, whatever, technology changed. We tried something. It didn't fully take, but whatever, it worked.
Yeah.
I don't know where else I'm going with that.
So now,
oh yeah, so that was supposed to be my Plan B part. Yeah, nobody was doing it, so I told those guys like, "Hey, man, I need to do something with this footage." They're like, "Okay, yeah, go ahead with it." And yeah, I just fucking put that out, and
So now, like you said, besides like all the content success and things going on like that, and you're becoming iconic in that lane, and you do the Me, Myself, and I. Some more time rolls by, you know, you're getting your own park and stuff like that. Things are happening for you. Life is just going up. You get Target endorsements, things like this. You depart from Plan B, you know, and you're already kind of like doing Primitive as a clothing brand at the time. You have the store.
shop.
You have a sneaker shop at the store.
Brand, yeah.
So you're doing that because it's like, okay, I can get that. Like I have this account. I'll put these with the shirts. You feel me? And that's doing well. Did you always have the I want to have my own board company thing in mind?
Kinda, yeah. Actually, went back in right before I got on DNA skateboards. My uncle Dave, he was the best, man. He used to always take me to all my little castle contests. It's like, for those who don't know, that's like Little League for skateboarding.
I remember.
He would pay for the hotels, drive me to all these contests. He was like, you know, he was like my dad in a lot of ways, you know. So I like had this idea, wanted to start a board brand, and he actually paid, and like we got the name trademark. I had a brand when I was 14 called Mirage Skateboards.
What?
And you know, we made like 2 runs. We bought like 100 boards of 2 different graphics, I think it was. And I would go to the local skate shops before I was known or anything.
Exactly.
Hey guys, I have my own brand. Like, you guys want to have my skateboards? And like, I remember 2 shops, 118, the skate shop that I skated with, and this other shop. What was it? This dude who owned it named Brandon, but I forget what his shop was called. But they put my boards on consignment, so I felt like I was doing something.
That's hard.
And then I had a little team of my homies that I would basically all the boards just went to giving boards to my friends, and so that was my first experience in business
With Mirage.
with Mirage Skateboards.
That shit was a financial.
fast forward-
That was a financial Mirage. It didn't hit. They was all concerned. Like
I'm sorry, Uncle Dave. Uncle Dave, he put up the bread for that. Never
hit.
no ROI.
Yeah, zero. Zero ROI on that one. Not zero, but like, you had that feeling. You saw it before.
Yeah, entrepreneurial kind of spirit. You know, I was the type of kid when I was even younger. You know, I was doing the lemonade stands, that type of shit. You know, like I was always like had a little hustle to me.
Yeah.
And then, especially around the time after, you know, hanging out with Kareem and Muska and getting introduced to hip hop, and then I grew a great love for Jay-Z, and I found out about like his hustle and his story and everything. Then it really inspired my hustle because I was like, well, shit, I'm seeing what Jay-Z's doing in his world. I was like, what if I could do like a small version of that
In my world.
in my world? Like that was.
Let me hove up real quick.
That was really my thought process. I mean, to this day, still, I lost my train of thought again.
No, it's all good. We're talking about having your own company and seeing that success.
So I'm getting to be 28 around this time. 27, I start having these discussions. I'm hanging out with Steve Barra a lot. And, you know, we're just hanging out tough and we're tossing around ideas. And, you know, he actually comes up with this idea of like selling boards online and whatnot. And there's more margin there, more profit for the skater. And I'm always trying to think, wait, how can the skater eat? You know what I mean? Like, I've said this more recently a lot of times, but I'll keep saying is like most skaters, professional skateboarders aren't really eating. You know what I mean? It's a tough game.
Paul, can you please say that again, looking directly at the camera?
Most professional skateboarders are not financially getting taken care of well. And it's not, I don't think it's any due to any greed from brands or companies. I just think our industry and also the way we've like almost cannibalized each other with almost making people feel bad for trying to make money makes everybody afraid to want to make moves. So everyone kind of stays in their safe little bubble.
Of course.
They don't want to like, you know, risk getting shit talked. But also like the industry is like just not strong enough to afford to give these guys big deals, you know what I mean? Like,
and when they did it though, it broke everything down. Like the companies, the skater-owned companies that had the money, they were kind of paying the guys too much. They didn't have like financial structure.
That happens
they
too.
Were just, there were guys that had egos, and they were almost bullying our CEOs of past time. Like, I'm the guy, you got to pay me to stay around.
I mean, that happens too.
And then they were like, okay, I'm gonna give it to you because we didn't have any. Like I said this in one shit.
People fucking. I'll tell you a story. I don't even know if I should say it, but like originally when we started Plan B, it was through Syndrome Distribution, which was ironically DNA Skateboards from when I was back little.
Oh, jeez.
That was DNA Skateboards.
Crazy.
Syndrome Distribution. I'm gonna go off on a tangent here. So when Danny Way called me to get on Plan B, originally Plan B was supposed to go through Dwindle. And what Danny didn't know is Jason Maxwell over at Syndrome prior to that, very recently prior to that, was trying to pitch me an idea to start my own brand through Syndrome, which was DNA Skateboards, my first sponsor.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, I don't think I'm ready for that. I don't know if I'm ready. But then Danny Way calls me talking about Plan B.
I'm going to do Plan B, yeah.
And I happened to mention it to Jason Maxwell, like, hey, dude, I think I'm going to do Plan B. I'm sorry. Like, Danny Way called me, and it's going to be through Syndrome. And he's like, wait, it's not official yet. I was like, I don't know. I don't think so. He's like, well, what if the deal that we were going to offer you to do your own brand, what if we just make that Plan B? And I was like, I don't know. I mean, like maybe I can get you guys in touch with each
to
other,
do it, yeah.
talk and whatever. So long story short, I get Maxwell, Danny, Colin, McKay in touch, and they end up liking that deal better. So it never goes to Dwindle, goes straight to Syndrome.
What?
And Syndrome is like, bro, they're breaking us off of bread, bro, like bread. And at one time, at the very beginning, I was making more from Plan B than I was from Nike when it first started through Syndrome.
God damn.
That goes to what you were just saying, is like sometimes these companies really are breaking
Yeah,
off
bro.
to the detriment of the company. They
Exactly,
were
bro.
spending so much more than they could afford
Exactly.
to get this opportunity in hopes that having Plan B over there would fucking bring in so much more money. But maybe after 2 years, they called us on and like, hey, we just can't afford to pay you guys what we're paying you.
That's what I
And we
found
gotta
out, bro.
Cut it in half, which was still a lot.
It's still good.
It was still a lot.
good. But it was like,
Yeah.
at that time, hearing like I'm gonna get paid half. I've talked to all you guys now. I've talked to you. I got to talk to you more about business, obviously. But like I've talked to Reynolds. And then it's like you hear it. The guys that are your boss are skaters.
Yeah.
The guys that are paying the accountant is the only educated person in the building.
Yeah.
That's the only person that's had some college experience, business experience.
Sometimes those guys can take advantage.
And exactly. They know how to be like, well, these guys are dumb. They don't need much.
Yeah.
We'll buy them a house. It'll be under rent. At that point in time, think about a California crib then, like the American Mansion. You hear that now in California, you're like, oh, they were making this much money. It was like mansions were money, but they weren't that much money.
They were renting it, I'm sure.
And they're
rent like 7-8 grand a month,
exactly,
divided by 5 people, and they're all like getting
pretty good money at that time. And then the company could kick some or yada yada. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but that's when I heard, I was like, oh no, I just thought about that. The skater own is run by skaters.
Yeah.
So even the whole shit talk, ego, yada, it's in the money exchange. Right. You're getting paid to fulfill these people's egos.
Yeah.
10x. And then when you gotta be like, oh, we can't afford it no more. We found out we ran out of money. You didn't actually sell this many shoes to make this much.
So many layers to this situation.
Yeah.
But like I don't know, man. I just like, I guess what I was trying to get is like, was always trying to find ways, new avenues where like, how can a skater take their career into their own destiny a little more? Even now I'm still trying that, you know what I mean? With doing all the YouTube stuff, doing the media stuff, like I know a lot of that stuff at first is looked frowned upon in our community, in our culture, and like, I don't know, man. I think anything can be cool or anything can be lame depending on the way it's done.
Exactly. It has to be done away.
Right.
That's what I don't like about when people's
That's just like skate tricks. Anybody can make a kickflip look whack, or anybody can make a kickflip look
it look ass, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, like, look. No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna do it because it's me. Like, I got this homie named Jeff. He you know, he doesn't have the best style, but he's able to do a lot of tricks. But it's like, then you just go look at like Felipe's kickflip, which is beautiful. Yeah. You feel me? It's just a way you do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes, like I remember in like this stuff that was like going around about you where you're talking about the soul of it and it got kind of misconstrued.
Yeah.
It was like
that's because I was fucking
you was faded. But look, you was faded. You grown.
I was speaking loud and aggressive.
Exactly.
No, but my point is I still stand on what I was
saying. Look,
the sentiment of what I was saying is there. It's just, if I was in a better state of mind,
you could have articulated it better.
I would have articulated it better, and I wouldn't have said it so aggressively because I would have got my message across better.
But I knew what you meant by that.
Yeah.
I knew what you meant by you're going in a building, soulless training to perform tricks instead of embracing the beauty of how skateboarding can look.
Sucking the art out of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I got that.
Yeah.
Only very few humans can get that. All you can hear now is everybody trains on the tricks. It's
okay
like
to train.
Yeah, bro.
No problem with training.
Like, bro, everybody trains at the that's what we do. Skate. It's a training process.
Yeah.
All of it is.
Yeah.
But some of us go there and it isn't just to be able to land something in a contest run.
Right.
It's actually to do a trick, to build on it, maybe to do it for a video part, maybe to take it to a famous spot. Yeah. Like you can suck the life out of some tricks. And 100%. Some of these kids have that, unfortunately.
100%.
And there's no hatred behind that.
And I'm all for progression.
Yes.
If anyone's for progression in skateboarding, not just the physical act of skateboarding, but the industry, the growth, the all aspects of it, is me. I'm an advocate of that.
Yeah.
But I don't want to lose the soul of it for sure.
Nah,
and I know it's a fine line. But it's just like, that's why I always compare it to music. You can go be trained at the finest musical school of arts and learn how to play the piano.
Yeah.
And learn every Mozart song that there ever was, or whatever your favorite pianist is. But if you're just trying to train to do what they do, and then maybe I can just play it a little faster than what they did.
Yeah.
But like, you're not. What are you
getting?
But they created an art.
What do you? Exactly.
Like
it's put there for you to create with it.
Yeah.
The piano is an instrument. It is a tool for creative expression.
Right.
The skateboard is made the same way.
Yeah.
And there's people that literally can do it to type like you said, click faster to make the sound quicker.
Yeah.
And then there's people that want to tweak it.
Yeah.
Tweak the kickflip, catch it with the back foot.
Right.
Land it on bolts.
Like, I can appreciate watching a rap battle and appreciate guys freestyling off the top of their head, rap battling, and be like, wow, that's a fucking incredible talent that you can think that fast.
Exactly.
But I'm not putting that on my car or listen to that rap battle while I'm driving.
No, hell no.
Listen to that rap battle and fucking groove to the spot. No.
No.
I need to listen to a song that's going to put me in a feeling, in a way, inspire me, to make me make me want to go out and be better than me. You know what I mean? Like there's a time and a place for all that.
That's fine. Nah, I hear, like, that's what I'm saying. That's why I really, you said audio off, anyone? Is the audio gone? Hold on, don't tell me that now.
Oh man, we were just on something right there too.
Audio good. No, it's good. He just probably didn't have it. Bro Lando, turn your stuff up. All right, good. So no, I think like I said, like I was in that understanding of when I watched that and saw that, you know, and I'm a firm believer of that, you know. And that's another thing that I was always worried about with the Nikes and those type of things too, is will they take the life out of it and make people celebrities and separate, because not everybody can go. That was like a thing I was worried about early on, and not everybody's that good to make it and be on these big companies. And
yeah, but the reality of life is that's life in general.
No, I know.
Not everybody's gonna go.
Like, with skating and how I still feel, and that's just like, this is like that naive in me, and like that hope that we'll get it together and we will focus on business and we will make sure that money can last for 50 years in our structure. Just like how we're saying, like how we want to figure out a way for everybody to eat. We will come up with that plan that has nothing to do with the higher up.
That's a great vision, and that's a great hope and a pure intention, you know. But like, I feel like maybe I'm just out of touch now, and I'm the older dude is just out of touch. But like, I feel like until we as skaters stop cannibalizing each other, it's like, bro, it's so like so quick to be, oh, this dude's whack, oh, that's a bad look, oh, this is that. That like it's literally paralysis by analysis. I know lots of pro skateboarders who are like, I can't make that move. It's gonna, I can't do that, can't do this, because they're so worried about getting that criticism.
I came here into the industry like when I was a kid, I was like, all right, I kind of get this. Like, I get skating. I'm not hecka good as like the homies that are making the local videos, but I was like, I seen all that like kind of, oh, you can't do that or say that or be that way. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna do whatever I want.
Like the whole foundation of skateboarding was
do what you want.
To do what you want.
Yeah, and I was like, I love those dudes.
That's what
like,
I'm tripping how the mentality.
When Jake Phelps threw a bushing at my head at Potrero Park when I was 15, I was like, oh yeah, he don't give a fuck. I could really just run up, beat me. Like I could have just folded Jake. You feel me? Love Jake to death. It's my man's. But what is you doing? But he don't care. I love that barbaric. Like, we don't care, bro. We outside.
Yeah.
That was how I thought this was supposed to be. Like, I don't care about nobody. You can't tell me what I can and can't do in this. And that's how this should be.
Yeah, and it's getting there.
It's getting there now, but it's like, bro, we late now.
Yeah, we
like, if we were all focused on having YouTube channels and that being okay and not being called YouTubers instead of just a platform, bro, do you know how many people all those YouTube kids was eating for hella long.
They're still eating.
Bro, Teslas, houses, all of them.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, straight. They all have each other back and everything. Right. They was the weird ones that couldn't come out to the stuff when they was just, and you know, I wanted to bridge that gap one time, and one of them dudes said something. I'm not gonna say him because it got like, you feel me, it got real. I had, you feel me, talk to him for real.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, gangster, like, oh shit, damn, I'm tripping. I can't be like that right now. But yeah, so it got real, but it was like, I was like, bro, I was trying to help y'all because I hated that. Like, I hated that you couldn't be on YouTube and help. Now everybody here, and now everything is out of the algorithm and not the same, and we don't have our own thing. It's under this control. You gotta be there all the time and use it so much just to get seen, and you gotta overwork yourself. It was simple at a point in time. It was right there for you at a point in time, and like, bro, it kind of makes me upset. But like you said, like, I hate that we did these little nitpicking things and like form that, like you said, that kind of
like that. Like, but there's plenty of people who, you know, and it's becoming more prevalent of like, how can we figure this out? How can we find a way for everybody to?
Yep, and that's what I'm.
There's more opportunity than ever right now. That's the good part.
Yeah,
and that's the good thing. But like, it's just you gotta be willing to like put yourself out there a little more. That's where all it is. And like, hey, if this didn't work, all right, well, now I know that didn't work. Let me just go try this over here. Maybe this will work. And it's just like skateboarding. Whenever you want to learn a trick, how many times you got to try it over and over until you land it that first time?
Exactly.
All right, this way it didn't work. All right, let me try it this way. Let me try it that way.
This is skateboarding.
You land it.
The
and
business.
Then you land it more consistently.
Yep.
You know, and now you just take that same mentality. That's what I'm saying. We're wasting that mentality that we've developed that tenacity, that stubbornness to stay focused on a task, work at it, fail till you figure it out, and then you make it happen. Bro, we could be applying that same shit to business, to whatever you want in life, to anything in life. Instead, you know, we keep it only like, nah, you're only allowed to be this guy in this box and this circle. Yeah. I'm cool on that.
This shit goofy, bro. It's like, I'm not going to get held back. That's why I was like I can be with the campers and hot dog makers and drinkers doing fireworks in the middle of the street, but then I could be in here. You know what I'm saying? Like I could be where you
could do that.
And I fit fine in that. It makes me just a skateboarder. It doesn't make me any different.
Self.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm connected to everybody, and it's like, why can't we all do that? Like I'll go and I'll bring a group of people and they'll be like, oh, well, not him. It's like, what do you mean, bro? He at the skate park busting his ass too. Like, what you mean, not him? I hate that, but okay.
But you do have a special ability for that too, like a special energy and charisma that you're good like that. But just I think it comes down to with just being more and more comfortable with yourself, with who you are, and being more stable in that, I guess.
Okay, so now somebody said in the chat, the Grip God said, talk about Instagram being your resume in the skate industry now. How do you feel about like almost IG's you now, your followers, your you know, it kind of like even Wes losing DC because he refuses to have a new phone and have an Instagram page. He lost DC behind that. Like, I don't know if that's what they were saying, but it's kind of crazy. Like the platforms are kind of messing with it now. Like, how do you feel about that? The social media.
Feel about it is it doesn't matter how I feel. It's the reality of what it is. You know what I mean? So it's either get down or lay down.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's either evolve or die. So it's either, you know, like this is what our world is. And if you look at history of anything, the people who fight so long to hold on to the old thing always end up losing.
Yeah.
The people who are willing to like look and adapt and move forward always end up figuring it out. You know, the guys who would hold on to the typewriter back in the day until the computer came out, you know what I mean? It's just, you can't fight. That's human. That's just human. You know what I mean? That's human nature.
It's evolving. It's evolution.
Everything just is going to move forward. Just know that it's going to, and start training your mind to adapt accordingly. You know what I mean? Like same thing with Instagram, like we were just talking about though, but it's like, it's all about how you do it. You know what I mean? Like some people are very curated and very artsy and very good with their Instagram, and that's great because that's how they do
it. Yeah, that's what they do.
Me, I'm kind of like not even really strategic. Sometimes I'm posting about brands and stuff because there's a platform and I have endorsements and I want to post to people who support me. Sometimes I post a random video or a snippet of our YouTube stuff. Sometimes I post a skate clip. I'm just kind of like just being how I am. I'm kind of an all over the place kind of guy, and that's kind of just, hey man, like, and it's been working for me so far. And people, I feel like I have more love than hate, and I don't know. You just gotta be confident in who you are in whatever platform you're gonna be on, I guess. Just try to be the best you, and I don't know. If it was up to me I would have stayed locked back in between 2002 and 2005 if I could have the magic power and keep it in that era.
Just that.
Sure, I would, but that's just, there's no point in me wasting energy trying to complain about the way it is now, because it's how it is now.
I feel you. And, you know, I'm going to kind of get to these questions real quick, but now I want to ask about Target. I just want to get into that real brief.
Please. That was one of the...
Bro, what the hell? You all good. Whatever you got to do, you could do that. But what the hell about that? Like, what was that like?
That was the easiest sponsor I ever had.
Damn, bro. What happened to Target? Why is it not here anymore, Paul? What do we got to do? I go over there every day.
I mean, they just felt like the Action Sports program wasn't doing anything for them,
we
man.
ruined everything.
It's not that, I don't know. We didn't do it for them. I had a great 7-year run there. It was awesome. I loved it. They were the best people. Yeah, they didn't really ask anything of me. Just a sticker on my board and to come to Aspen XGames once a year.
That's it.
And they would, but the Aspen X Games, they would literally rent out $40 million mansion, give you a big ass room, let you just hang out and party the whole time. We get to all go front row, watch Sean White win the whole thing, and fucking just have the best time ever with a bunch of different amazing athletes, surfers, snowboarders, skaters, motocross people, BMXers, and you're meeting all these incredible, awesome people, and it just creating incredible.
We lost
memories.
Target, Paul.
I know. I feel you on that.
Okay.
Shout out to all Target heads, man. That was a great sponsor.
Shout out Target, bro.
They showed us mad love.
Big Red
took
with
care of us.
Big Red with the bullseye.
But at the
Okay.
end of the day, man, and being a businessman now, I understand it, man. Like, you know, you gotta look for the health of a company, of a business as a whole, as a bigger picture. And you know, if they felt the money they were investing in that category could have been better used in another place, that's what they gotta do, man.
Yeah. And now to kind of like get to like a current more time, like you say, you're making the media and stuff. You went through another, like Primitive has become this insane company. You add Shane, bro, the videos are all beautiful. Everything's just working and clicking. Teams building great. You get Bastion Salabanzi out of the woodworks.
Yeah,
Devin Calloway comes. You get almost all your old homies, old OGs, people you look up to. You're like, damn, I could put you here. I'm in this good position to create this brand. And it's just like this dream to have. Like, it's just a dream of like a company and a team. You can get everything in one place. Where the hell would we find Carlos Ribeiro?
Carlos, man, that's a Heathmo play.
Where the hell?
For sure.
Where the hell?
Yeah, so Heathmo showed me Carlos. I mean, this must have been 2009.
Is he real?
He's a real pain in the ass, that guy.
Okay, cool.
Nah,
All
I
right,
love
go ahead.
Nah, he's real for sure. He's real. And he's unreal, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, about 2009 or 10, Heathmo shows me a video of him, and he was living in Barcelona at this time. He was just skating, and I thought he was Spaniard, but he's like, no, he's from Brazil.
Yeah.
Whoa, really? And he shows me, and the thing that stood out for me was his switchback 360s. At that time, it was very rare.
Yeah.
And so whatever, he shows me that he's on my radar. I'm just looking at him as a skater that I like to watch. And then he ends up coming to LA, and I'm skating the barracks one day. I'm there he just told me the story actually not too long ago. This was his second day in LA, and he came at the time. Leticia was in an apartment in LA, and she said he can come stay at her place.
Yeah.
So he comes to stay at her place, and it's his second day in LA, and he gets told that he can come to the barracks, but he doesn't really know anybody there. He barely speaks English, and he's feeling awkward. And I guess I just finished playing a game of skate against, I lost. It was against Rodrigo.
Damn it.
TX, but man, it's TX, man.
Yeah.
And he's like, he was trying to call whoever it was his contact. They weren't answering the phone. He was like nervous. Should I just open the door and walk in? And like, you know, if we were filming the game of skate or whatever. So he pops in and he says, I'm just standing right at the door when he walks in. And I didn't recognize him or notice him to be the guy in the videos.
From the switchback threes, yeah.
Yeah, but then comes in after a second, and when I see him, I realize, oh, hey, man, what's up? Yeah, I seen you skating. Big fan of your skating.
Oh, snap.
Skate. And we skate for a while. And then after the session, we're all just chilling outside a little bit. He comes outside to chill. And I just like, hey, man, like, how would you like to get some boards from Plan B? This is Plan B stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, this is 2009.
9-10, yeah.
So I was like, how would you like to, maybe get some boards from Plan B and maybe like,
Something.
get down with Plan B
Type shit.
And he was like, and he was telling me now recently from his perspective, like he was tripping. He was like, bro, I was tripping, but I was trying to keep cool, and I was like, oh, really? Like I'm over here being oblivious, just thinking. And he was just like, oh, okay, yeah, that's be cool, like,
That's be cool, yo. Thanks.
And then so he ends up getting flowed by Plan B for a little while, and then maybe I forget how long, maybe a year or something that goes by, and he's like, he gets this opportunity to get flowed from chocolate.
Yes.
And that was always his dream, right, for
Where
chocolate.
they slept. Chocolate slept.
And so,
And they don't do that often?
and so, I found out he was going to chocolate. I was like, damn, that sucks. But whatever, you know, I know what it is to like have your dream sponsors and want to.
Type.
I respect that. Cool. It's not, and I didn't own Plan B, so you know.
Exactly.
Whatever.
Go ahead. Yeah, it's no harm on me.
Yeah. So then I end up leaving Plan B, and this is, you know, when did I leave Plan B? 2013.
13, yeah, before.
So he's
before
still
True.
on chocolate flow.
And he's Carlos good?
Fuck yeah, he's good.
No, he's Carlos good. Like he's still switch back nose button.
Yes.
Ah, damn.
Yes.
So he's still chocolate flow. You was like, oh hell nah. Come on.
Still chocolate flow.
Come on.
So, you know, I leave Plan B and I'm going to start Primitive Skate.
Yep.
And he was the first guy who popped in mind. And so I hit him up, asked him if he wanted to ride for Plan B, and he was a little hesitant because he was like,
You mean primitive?
Yeah,
You asked him if
oh
he
yeah,
wanted to
sorry,
ride
I'm primitive. And he was a little hesitant because he was still like hoping that, you know, I think it's about to happen with chocolate. I think I'm about to get put all the way, and like I think I'm about to. And I was like, all right, man. Well, you know, if you change your mind, the
I'm
offer
here.
stands.
Yeah.
Let me know. And then, you know, obviously, as we all know, it ended up working out. He came over, and the rest is history. And he's fucking been killing it ever since. And he's been on all 10 years. This is our 10th year of Primitive Skate. And
Congratulations on 10 years, Paul.
Thank you, brother.
And is Waxing back?
Waxing is back in action.
Okay.
And I don't know. I haven't spoke. I saw him once when he was back, I think.
Okay.
I haven't spoke to him, but he's fucking amazing.
Yeah,
bro.
he's
so amazing.
skating
He
his
came back with a vengeance. Love that dude. I don't know. That's not fully in discussion, but I think we're giving him stuff.
Okay,
you know,
cool.
it just hasn't quite been. The tough part about right now is our team is so big, it's so stacked, and like I'm like, bro, like we gotta stop putting people. We gotta stop because like one thing. It takes the specialty of being on primitive away when anybody can just get
Yeah.
And
It ain't anybody's, though.
It ain't anybody.
Hey.
Everybody. If
We ain't got no anybody's on this thing.
that's
I
true.
said we. I'm
no,
with
but
you
I
right
don't-
now.
I don't want the industry to get the feeling of like, man, they just keep putting people on.
Yeah.
And then two, it's like I also don't want the guys who are already on to lose any shine.
Anything.
I want to
Yeah,
be able to
exactly.
give those guys shine, and we're already stacked.
So
You know, I want. So I don't know. I'm not saying yes or no, but I'm saying like we're not
it's not there yet.
looking to put people on, but you know, it has to be a special thing. But you know, he was already with us before.
Mm-hmm.
He decided, you know, go home, step away, take some time for himself, and he came back with a vengeance, which
crazy.
I never saw coming. I was really bummed when he left because I knew the potential he had, but I like that he went and got himself right, and now he's, you know, he's more grown, but still young, but more grown.
That's
So
amazing, bro.
I don't know. I can't really say yes or no to that, but the door's not closed for sure.
Okay, well, Paul, obviously, this is first off, congratulations on having a SOTY part of Primitive, by the way, too. That's amazing. You know what I'm saying? But and also, somebody asked about Brian Peacock. Brian is in his own world of creativity. Do not worry about that. But what I do want to say is, you know, first off, thank you for the time. I didn't think it would go this long, but I had questions.
Please, you
and
talk to
then
me all night.
you know, but now I want to like kind of get to where I wrap it up. Is I want to know your Mount Rushmore of skateboarding. Who's on your Mount Rushmore?
Koston, Penny, Reynolds, Day One.
Ben answered that. Okay, and do you remember your favorite X Games moment of all time?
My personal favorite X Games moment of all time would probably be, anytime I've been fortunate enough to win a gold medal, but I guess the first one, because that's what set it off.
Exactly.
Side of Staples Center. Man, yeah.
It's
Say
fire.
the first. So X Games 2004.
Fire. That's amazing. And now, you know, obviously you had the doc about the injuries and the recovery and the getting back. So I didn't really want to I watched that. I seen that process. You're back now. You're healed.
Yeah.
You're healthy. So to reflect on that is like, you know, if anybody was like, oh, you didn't get into what's going on, We seen it. You can go check it out and everything like that. But I leave these with kind words. I usually leave with a freestyle at the end, but I don't have my headset.
So we getting the freestyle.
Oh shit! No, I got a million bars. Okay, I'll do it. But this is where I leave off. To be here right now for me is one of those moments that you had when KOSTON sat in the front seat and actually be on girl. Nah, dead ass. Like it is. It's one of these moments that's like humbling, and I'm appreciative of like where I am in my life, because my life wasn't supposed to be set up like this. Things like that's what I'm saying.
I see what you're saying though. I know
feel me? Like it really.
I'm just trying to.
I hear you though. I do hear you. Honestly, like I think, like you said, when you're a dreamer and you start to pan things out, you get these type of moments. I got this, and I'm proud of myself, and I think this is super dope. And like to talk to somebody that has your type of mind where you just want to watch us eat. You know what I'm saying? And like all come together and really work and be successful is like, bro, hearing that from your hero or somebody you looked up to or watch somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like homies I watch skate videos with that I ain't really here no more and shit like that. Like you brought us all together to try to figure out every stance, every way. So crazy. It's like, it's a blessing to sit right here with like a kid that I grew up at the skate park. That's like,
that's the most fulfilling.
You feel me? Like,
man.
So I think I want to say thank you, Paul Rodriguez, for everything you done, whether you're on Nike or not. And if you can give me the contact for Jordan, that'd be great. But and
never met him.
Damn it. So
never met him yet, man.
But shout out to everything you've done, man. Like you made the city proud, you made the valley proud, you made the homies proud. You made
all glory to God, man.
Exactly.
All glory to God.
And you pushing every envelope and making sure that this thing looked nice every time you did it for us, and everything you presented to us, we're thankful for. And you are one of them go-to. You are in that conversation. So, Paul Rodriguez, from your boy Gary Rogers,
thank you,
the
man.
biggest thank you in the world. Nah, son, you can't be crying. We thugs. We thugged out. We can't cry.
Hey, even thugs cry,
Oh,
man.
Okay. If it goes louder, that's how loud it is. Can y'all hear the beat? Chat, can y'all hear the beat? Oh, shit. P-Rod said, how loud you want it?
Too loud?
No, it's good. You good. Y'all can hear it. You hear the beat. Oh, it stopped on me. Now it's back, but it slapped. I got bars. P-Rod over here donating cars. Hey, back in the day, he was on City Stars. Hey, he was on top of the world. Joined girl, he was with KOSTON. The boss then offered him something. What Baker, no maker, the style, the bolts, it's it, hey. He was from the valley, P-Rod, that ish, hey. Hey, he got the checks up on the kicks, hey. And he got him on, gotta mess with it, hey. Oh, I thought the beat was coming back, it took a second. But I'm on this thing, I think your shit is hectic. Is it glitching? How you gonna play me like that? What's happening? I'm still rapping. I'm not capping. It's just like that? I don't care. It don't matter. If it glitch up, whatever it is, I'll still go crazy. Shout out me, shout out P-Rod. I'm almost done, 1,000,000 bars. Ready? No, it might be over. Oh, you started over. I don't want to do it again. It's over. It broke. We lost. No, it's okay. It's broken. Shout out to everybody. Hey, Paul.
Thank
you again, family.
You, Gary.
Grinding Unwind, episode 33. Everybody that joined us, I appreciate you guys. D on the beat, everybody that is here. Twitch, XGames, you feel me? But with Paul Rodriguez, this happened. If you chase your dreams, kids, it can happen. I got to sit here and talk to one of my favorite people in life. That's what's up. I appreciate y'all. I'm out. Close it. Close it. Get me out of here.
Man.
Woo! Money. Yes, sir.